your home for original reporting.
I'm Steve Kathan. Air France diverted a Paris to Detroit flight to Montreal when it found out someone on board had been in Africa's Ebola zone. The airline says there was no medical emergency. It was following protocol. CBS's Dr. Celine Gounder.
Should people be worried about this? No, you're not going to catch Ebola from sitting next to somebody who doesn't have symptoms on the plane. And I think it was really sending the wrong message for the flight attendants to be masking up, because that's going to be scaring people unnecessarily.
Well, starting today, TSA says overseas jets with those passengers will have to land at Washington Dulles Airport. The House is due to vote today on a measure designed to compel President Trump to withdraw from the war in Iran. CBS's Aaron Navarro.
You've seen this happen repeatedly from President Trump, where he claims that there is going to be some sort of breakthrough. He said yesterday they are in the final stages, while also keeping this threat of a renewed military campaign on Iran on the table. And that's what the president relayed to reporters yesterday.
A day after the U.S. indicted former Cuban leader Raul Castro, Secretary of State Rubio defended recent tough action against Havana.
The president's preference is always a negotiated agreement that's peaceful. That's always our preference. That remains our preference with Cuba. I'm just being honest with you. The likelihood of that happening, given who we're dealing with right now, is not high.
In a just-released autopsy of the 2024 campaign, the Democratic Party calls for a, quote, renewed focus on the voters of Middle America and the South who've come to believe they are not included in the Democratic vision of America. Government forecasters predict there will be 8 to 13 named storms in the Atlantic this year.
For the Atlantic hurricane season, NOAA is predicting a below normal season for 2026.
NOAA Administrator Neil Jacobs says there should be higher than normal activity in the Pacific. Well, Britain's King Charles is very much alive, despite what some UK radio listeners might have heard.
Radio Caroline, which broadcasts across parts of England, made the blunder.
This is Radio Caroline. His Majesty King Charles III has passed away. As a mark of respect, we will now be playing suitable continuous music until further notice.
God Save the King played, followed by 15 minutes of silence. The station's manager says a computer error triggered the station's Death of a Monarch protocol. Radio Caroline issued an on-air apology. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
Despite opposition, the U.S. Commission of Fine Arts has approved the design for President Trump's D.C. Arch. Wall Street, the Dow is down 68. This is CBS News.
Every Sunday, moderator Margaret Brennan goes face-to-face with top leaders to make you better informed. Face the Nation, Sunday on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
A deputy is charged with felony harassment. But first, let's get a check on the roads with KIRO Newsradio Real-Time Traffic. It's about 50 minutes from Linwood to Seattle, an hour and 10 minutes Everett to Seattle. If you're taking the 405, it's only an hour from Linwood, about an hour and 20 all the way from Everett. Northbound I-5 through Federal Way has some congestion. It'll take you about 40 minutes from South Center to downtown. It's an hour all the way from Federal Way. Valley Freeway is still under 50 minutes right now. Renton to Bellevue is less than 45 minutes. Westbound 90 and westbound 520 are both very slowly approaching 405, but it is getting better out there. And this traffic report is brought to you by Subaru of Puyallup. Traffic is stressful. One thing that's always stress-free, great pricing in over 300 new Subarus with easy financing at Subaru of Puyallup. Subaru of Puyallup, your stress-free dealership.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. Pierce County Sheriff's deputies say one of their own is being charged with felony harassment with threats to kill. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has more.
The charges come following a domestic violence-related incident reported by a family member back in December. Investigators spent weeks interviewing those involved before the case was sent to prosecutors earlier this month. The deputy, Edgar Ruiz, hired in 2022, was taken off patrol back in January and is now facing termination. The sheriff's office calls the alleged conduct unacceptable and says it will not be tolerated. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
A former Pierce County Jail corrections officer just got 10 days in jail for drunkenly backing over his ex-girlfriend's head. The News Tribune reports 23-year-old Cameron Butcher pleaded guilty last month to vehicular assault DUI. The standard sentence called for 3 to 9 months, but both sides recommend less, arguing the victim was a willing participant in the incident. Butcher was fired from the jail after his arrest back in January. He'll serve his time over 3 weekends. And Seattle's former mayor has a new job, startup CEO.
Affiliate Corp is a material science company that works with clients in the textile space who want a high-performance, eco-friendly solution for natural fabrics.
Bruce Harrell is now joined Filium. It's a 10-year-old Seattle company that develops performance textiles for the likes of North Face and Cabela's. And it's now safe to swim at Madison Park and Seward Park beaches. According to the Seattle Health Department, tests show low bacteria levels. Recent tests show dangerous levels of toxic algae at Green Lake. People are urged not to swim or water ski and to keep pets away from the water. Fishing is still permitted, but officials say to clean fish thoroughly and discard the guts. Avoid areas where the scum is if you're boating. And right now, dogs can take on areas in the sea air all over Washington State ferries. Justin Fujioka is with the ferry service.
But yes, people are stoked when we did this in the trial, and we hope that people are even more stoked now. I know there are a little bit more restrictions in the trial, but as of right now, this is what we're calling no longer a trial, but permanent.
He says last year's pilot program helped them create this year's rules. Pets allowed on the car deck and outside and in special pet areas inside, just not in the galleries or on seats. And now for your forecast, we've got some patchy fog, then sunshine and warmer weather ahead. Highs today will be in the low 70s. Right now, it's about 58 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Thursday. Happy Friday Eve. You know what? Happy whatever you want to call it today. Just glad you're hanging out with us. I see the sun is peaking.
It is absolutely a Chamber of Commerce kind of day on this Thursday, May 21st.
I was thinking about you this morning, too.
Why is that?
It's funny you said that.
Yes.
Because I was reading up on the Chamber of Commerce.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe I did.
Picture perfect. Picture perfect. What's going on today?
Well, there is a grocery chain that is planning its biggest price cuts in years.
Say what?
As stores are battling for those budget-conscious shoppers. So my question for you, though, is after years of sticker shock at the checkout line, are you loyal to whoever is the cheapest right now?
I got about 2 analogies. And here's the thing, Ursula. Based on what kind of how we go with the first top stories, one of these analogies is kind of it's risque.
As in, we need to worry if we can keep our jobs risque?
Well, because you talked about, like, groceries. Should you go for the cheap thing first?
I got...
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I got you. Okay, it's going to be one of those kinds of days.
Yeah.
Muckleshoot Casino and Resort text line is open for you. This show is nothing without you, so we want you to weigh in. 888-973-5476, 888-973-KIRO.
All right, let's get to it. Top stories of the day brought to you by Pendergast Law.
My bad.
Good morning.
Jump the gun.
It's all good. Hey, if it feels like the bar to owning a home in Seattle keeps getting moved higher and higher, that is because it literally is. There is a new report out today that says the typical monthly cost to buy a home in the Seattle area is now more than double the cost of renting one. So the average renter is paying about $2,100 a month. The average recent home buyer, about $4,500 a month once you factor in mortgage payments, taxes, insurance, and utilities. So why is the gap suddenly this huge? Mortgage rates are sitting still above 6%, which really increases monthly payments compared to the ultra low rates that a lot of people locked in a few years ago. King County's median home price is now around $960,000. Meanwhile, rents have actually flattened recently because Seattle has built a ton of new apartments. And unlike renters, homeowners are also eating property taxes, insurance, maintenance, and repair costs that keep climbing. And economists say homeownership has basically become a much tougher math problem. It's no longer like we used to always say, hey, it makes more sense to buy a home. It's no longer automatically cheaper over time, especially if you don't plan to stay put for years.
Yeah. So, Ursula, this has been something that I talk about when I'm not on the air with you. This is what I talk about every day. Is I talk about what's happening right now and how, and by the way, just the math is not mathing. Mm-hmm. The math is broken right now, right? And so in doing this, I get confused because when I say things, it's almost like people think that I'm the bad guy in these topics. Let me explain. So let's take what's going on right here. And the title is that, hey, Seattle renters need to pay double to afford a house here. And so folks are like, well, why is this happening? And I said this to you yesterday in the stat, and I'll bring this stat up again because you just talked about the median home price in King County is $960,000. But if you go back to 1980, the median home price around the country was $47,000. The median home price today is a little over $400,000. The cost of living have skyrocketed nearly 1,000%, but wages has only gone up 300%. Now, specifically in Seattle, to make it make sense, I'll just kind of keep it simple, Ursula. Did we or did we not have zoning issues in a fight for nearly 100 years for single-family dwellings, where 80% of the real estate was on its own? Like, this is why when you're in Seattle, this is why you don't see a lot of duplexes and a lot of triplexes.
And that's changing.
Because people were fighting that for so long. Mm-hmm. So when you hear about Gen Z or the young generation, or you hear people in general that have a full-time job, full-time workers, working somewhere that they can't afford to live. And sometimes, Ursula, I get pushback with, well, you just gotta, and you shoulda, and like, that's not the fix. The fix is we have to fix the broken math. And what we ended up doing is we try to pretend that people are broken. And that's the only problem I have, is people try to say that people are broken, to which I say, no. The system is broken. The math is broken. Everything that we are dealing with is broken.
And it's interesting because you and I are reading into this story, I think, given a lot of what we're experiencing right now. And I'm looking at it and thinking, well, how does it get any better? Well, mortgage rates have to fall significantly. So, for example, when we bought our house, we were looking at mortgage rates in the 3s. Mm-hmm. I mean, now they're in the 6s, which historically, I guess that would be really good. I remember when my dad bought our house in Eugene, Oregon in, I believe it was early 80s or late 70s, early 80s, and the interest rates were double digits. Mm-hmm. And I just remember him telling us when he had to make these balloon payments. I mean, after the stress our whole family felt. So, I mean, interest rates are high now, but relative to that, sure. That was crazy. Home prices need to cool off even further. And again, we're seeing rents go down, even though I think $2,100 a month is ridiculous. But rents are actually going down. But for the property owners, you're still paying higher property taxes. Do you know that over the last 5 years, there are some estimates that say Washington homeowners' insurance costs are up more than 50%? Mm-hmm. So when we say like the math isn't mathing, I'm like, yeah, you look at it and go, well, maybe it just makes more sense to keep renting versus trying to buy a home.
Well, I'm glad you brought up the renting part. And I'm glad you also brought up what your dad went through. And some of you listening right now, maybe your interest rate, maybe you're like, hey, gee, it was 15% or it's 12%, all that stuff. But let's go back to those times. Because if you really go back in history, let's talk redlining, certain neighborhoods. So the folks in the Central District, they weren't allowed to get loans outside of that little area. And speaking of rent during that time, did you know that during that time, that the folks that lived in those areas, the rent sometimes was more expensive in those areas than they were outside of those areas because they didn't have a choice on where to live.
Yeah.
And people today, a lot of people don't have a choice. Like, you know, the first time I ever moved because I wanted to was in my 30s. I'm like, I want to move there. Usually a lot of people move because they have to.
Right.
Lost a job, you know, those kind of things. So as for the fix, I don't know.
Well, Seattle needs to build enough housing to finally outpace demand, and I think we're seeing that now with some of the regulations that are changing with a lot of growing pains. But no, none of those things. I said mortgage rates need to go down, home prices need to cool off, and none of those things are happening fast enough. And then, you know, the people who own homes are feeling the squeeze too, because under a new Washington law, most landlords cannot raise rent more than 7% plus inflation. And we've talked about that. You know, it's capped at 10% total in a 12-month period. So you just see, though, why trying to explain why is it now that for home ownership, your typical monthly cost is double or more than double once a month.
You know, when we're talking about the fix, and I laid off of it, but I'll come back to it. How come when we talk about the fix, we talk about everything but the one glaring thing? And the one glaring thing is cost has skyrocketed and wages have taken the stairs, right? So if we can at some point get wages to catch up, because we all know that we are behind on wages right now. And when I say wages, people automatically assume minimum wage. Nah, I don't assume minimum wage.
It's very hard to buy a home on a
right?
minimum wage income.
So if we want to even have a start to a fix, let's figure out how we can do that.
3 separate law enforcement officers in Washington are now facing allegations involving kids in 3 unrelated cases that all have just surfaced within days of each other. So in Pierce County, a Washington corrections officer was arrested after investigators say they found explicit videos involving children on his cell phone during a separate investigation. Deputy Carly Capetto says he reached out to a detective posing as a 13-year-old.
This is our detectives doing proactive work.
Okay, and then in Snohomish County, separately, an Arlington police officer was arrested and accused of possessing child porn after an investigation involving digital evidence. Police Chief Jonathan Venture tells KIRO 7 TV that officer was placed on leave following his arrest.
Kind of a gut punch for myself and all the members of the department, to be honest with you.
And then, in Auburn, a police officer was arrested. Again, this all happening within this past week. Investigators say he exchanged inappropriate messages with someone believed to be a child. Court records show he has since posted bail while that case moves forward. And these are 3 completely separate investigations involving 3 different agencies. But if you look at them all together, it raises questions for law enforcement agencies that are already dealing with public trust issues and recruiting struggles.
And I don't think that when you hear stories come out about law enforcement like this, I don't think anyone should look at it negative like, oh my goodness, why is this keep happening? I think that it was always happening before. We just didn't hear about it because there was this thing called a blue wall. And what I mean by the blue wall, and you guys have heard that before, the blue wall isn't what it used to be anymore. So shout out. This is actually a compliment to law enforcement because right now they are doing a better job of holding each other accountable. But the difference in the blue wall, Ursula, it is now, I would say, the wall is still there, but it's no longer a wall. It's a glass. It's a blue glass, meaning that now technology has made it possible for everybody to see. You can't hide your secrets anymore. You can't hide those things. Emails are emails, cell phones are cell phones, camera footage and all those things. So you cannot hide behind those things. Also, there's also new recruits that come through the academy, and what they teach in the academy is different than what it used to be.
So true.
So if anything, if you're hearing this and you're like, man, you know what? I wonder if I want to be a cop. I would say today is the best time ever in the history of law enforcement to be a cop. Because you're
really be
actually,
a difference maker.
You can really be a difference maker. You are seeing in real time. In yesteryear, Ursula, 20-something years ago, everybody was in on it. The media helped with the blue wall. Law enforcement helped with, because law enforcement didn't have the blue wall all in themselves. The media helped them with their blue wall.
This is true.
So
This is
shout out
true.
to law enforcement. Hold each other accountable.
Okay, let's talk about accountability, because a former Grant Transit Authority employee is now suing that agency after she was fired over comments that she made on social media about Charlie Kirk's assassination. Marilee Castillo worked in dispatch for the Grant County Transit System. In a federal lawsuit filed this week, she claims the agency violated her First Amendment rights by firing her over comments that she posted on her personal Facebook account while she was off duty. And according to this lawsuit, and this is going to be hurt to hear this, but she wrote, so I just want to warn you, this is a quote: "When a horrible trash human dies and others talk about them as if they were wonderful, as opposed to the modern day Nazi that they were, what is that called?" Again, that was a quote from her. Court filings say someone from the public emailed the transit agency to complain about the posts, although the person reportedly also said they would continue using transit. She was fired about 2 weeks later, and now she's seeking lost wages and damages in federal court. She argues that the government punished her for protected political speech made as a private citizen. What do you say?
I say that, Ursula, we have heard more about this, someone losing their job because of what they said about it. We talked a lot about that.
600 folks over comments made about Charlie Kirk after his assassination.
So here's an exercise for you all when you're not listening to the show. Try this out, by the way. We've heard talk so much about the Charlie Kirk stuff. You know what we never talk about? The person that actually pulled the trigger, allegedly. We don't talk about the alleged suspect. As a matter of fact, the exercise I have for you all is next time you're with somebody, say, hey, what's the name of the alleged suspect in the Charlie Kirk shooting? 90% of the time, they won't know his name. You want to know why?
I don't know.
Because it doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. They want to talk about everything else. So we put more energy and time. We have people lose their jobs, all kinds of stuff. But we don't know.
Do you think she should have lost her job?
No, I don't think she should have lost her job. But what's crazy is taxpayers. What'd you say, Ursula? Taxpayer, who paying for it?
Yeah, well, exactly.
In Grant County?
And I want to be clear, though. What she said was awful. And we talked about it after his assassination. That was just...
Agree.
Yeah.
Agree. Matter of fact, I have people that I see every day that say things that's awful. Don't mean I think they should lose their jobs.
Yeah. And I also still agree that free speech doesn't always mean free of consequences. But I do think she might have a legitimate First Amendment case because the posts were made on her personal Facebook page off the clock. She was not a public figure. She didn't identify her employer. She wasn't refusing a direct order. She was not threatening violence or speaking on behalf of the transit agency. And actually, I was looking at it, and there is precedence, although times have changed since 1987, but there is a Supreme Court decision where the court ruled in favor of a public employee who was fired after saying, following an assassination attempt on President Reagan, this was a quote, "If they go for him again, I hope they get him." And the court then, again in 1987, found that her speech was protected because it involved a matter of public concern and did not meaningfully disrupt the workplace.
Yeah, definitely should.
I mean, people just say awful things.
They do.
And again, I don't believe that it should be free of consequence. But in this case, I think she might have a First Amendment case.
Yeah, very true. Good stuff, Ursula. All right. We got Would You Rather. That's going to happen at 9:47. That's always good to have a little fun on the show. But up next, groceries. Now, you know, somebody said back in, when they was running for president that they would cut grocery prices. But a grocery store is like, yo, we about to cut grocery prices. Ursula, explain that next. Gee Ursula.
KIRO News Radio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is here with more.
24% of businesses are now thinking about leaving Washington.
Traffic.
We are definitely seeing some slowing through the S-curves.
Conversation.
We build it, we produce it, we charge for it.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
A one-hander! Are you kidding me?
Broadcasting live from the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
The team that gave me back my full head of hair, Advanced Hair, is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. Dr. Perungo and his world-class team begin regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. And Advanced Hair guarantees your new hair will grow, just like they did for me. Find out why Advanced Hair is the best of the best. With your free consultation, you'll receive $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With a Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Hey, I want to tell you a sellwithwes.com success story. Wes Jones knows how important your home sale can be for your future plans. So when he got a call from Susan in Federal Way, he was eager to step up and help her sell her home of 25 years.
Her house was her biggest asset, and this home sale was super meaningful for her. So she's like, I know that I'm leaving money on the table in the condition that it's in. Like, what can we do?
I told him up front that I did not have the time or finances to do what needed to be done, and he immediately jumped in with, well, I do.
He told her about their Listing Boost concierge service.
We identified probably 4 or 5 major things.
It just was all so fast. They did everything.
I'm a son of a builder, and I've done a lot of flips over the years. So this is work that we actually like to do. We are seeking this out.
And I would just tell anybody, here's his phone number, give him a call. He'll take care of it.
So if you're in the market to sell your home, do what Susan did. Check out Wes Jones and his team at sellwithwes.com. Sell with Wes, a better way to sell your home.
Thanks for calling CM Heating.
Yeah, hi. I need an AC tune-up, and one room isn't comfortable.
We could do both. We'll get your system running right and take a look at the room. Ductless could be a great solution.
Perfect.
Yeah, and if your system's older, right now when you install a qualifying high-efficiency cooling system, the furnace is free.
Wow.
So you get a complete heating and cooling system for the price of one, and we help maximize rebates to save you the most.
Visit cmheating.com today for your tune-up or free estimate.
There's no beating CM Heating.
CMHEA HL751LW.
Guys, want long-term health you can count on? It starts with knowing your numbers. This June, for Men's Health Month, start treatment at Revive Washington and get a free comprehensive wellness panel. A $400 value, including testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, and more. Take control of your health today. Offer ends June 30th. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
We are all about your experience. We are Subaru of Puyallup, your stress-free dealership. Treat yourself to a stress-free car buying experience with Subaru of Puyallup, your stress-free dealership.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. compliance. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and MyNorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. There's growing bipartisan pushback against the nearly $1.8 billion fund that was created as part of the settlement of President Trump's lawsuit against the IRS. Another suit, one brought by two officers who were injured during the Capitol riot, seeks to prevent any taxpayer money going to the rioters.
There's no reason that the government should be giving these people money.
Hodges and Harry Dunn, two of more than 100 officers injured that day, now are suing to block taxpayer-funded payouts for people convicted of attacking police.
They committed crimes and they recorded themselves doing these crimes, so then they face the consequences right up until Trump pardoned them.
President Trump is defending the fund to pay people who allege they have been victims of government weaponization, saying people were destroyed, they went to jail, their families were ruined. Here in Washington, 3 law enforcement officials, or rather officers, are being investigated for sex crimes. KIRO News Radio's Jillian Rafferty has more.
One case was discovered when a woman turned in her boyfriend. She apparently saw him looking at images showing child sexual exploitation and found hard drives containing volumes of material. Arlington Police Chief Jonathan Ventura tells KIRO 7 TV that officer was taken into custody Tuesday.
If the allegations are sustained, we're glad that somebody did the right thing.
The same day in a separate case, a corrections officer in Mason County was arrested, accused of having images on his phone. And an Auburn police officer was arrested in a sting last week. Investigators say he reached out to a minor online that was actually a sheriff's deputy. Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Newly released video from the King County Sheriff's Office shows a major sex trafficking bust in SeaTac.
We have a search warrant, so we're going to come in there together. Ma'am, open the door. We're going to force it down.
The Sheriff's Office and SeaTac police arrested 2 people at a local motel. Investigators say a man had been indicted on federal charges tied to trafficking both adults and minors. A woman was also booked into jail on suspicion of human trafficking. The operation involved multiple agencies, including federal prosecutors with the U.S. Attorney's Office. And a new survey ranks Washington hospitals 40th in the nation when it comes to patient safety. KIRO 7 TV's Jake Chapman reports.
That's a drop of 9 spots from 2025. Only 18% of hospitals in Washington that participated got an A.
I mean, Connecticut, 64% of the hospitals have an A grade. Washington, it's under 20%.
Drew Oliveira is the medical director for the Washington Health Alliance. He says the grading in this survey comes down to accidents, errors, injuries, even infections patients experience at these hospitals.
The survey was done by the Leapfrog Group, a nonprofit organization focused on driving quality, safety, and transparency in the U.S. health system. A Spokane woman accused of trying to run down a child on a dirt bike pleaded not guilty Wednesday.
Just trying to run. Oh my God.
Deputies say she drove onto a sidewalk in Cheney last month. 56-year-old Wendy Clement is charged with attempted first-degree assault and DUI. Her next court date is August 10th. And now for your KIRO News Radio traffic. Under 50 minutes from Linwood to Seattle, an hour and 10. About Everett to Seattle. If you're taking the 405, it's about an hour from Linwood, an hour and 20 from Everett. Northbound I-5 through Federal Way has some congestion. It's getting a little better, though. It'll take you 40 minutes from South Center into downtown. This traffic report is brought to you by the KIRO News Radio app. Text app to 888-973-5476 to download the KIRO News Radio app. Listen to your favorite shows and get the latest news and updates sent straight to your phone. For your weather, sunshine and warmer weather on the way today. Highs will be in the low 70s. Right now, it's about 57 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
It is 9:33, and you are listening to the Gee and Ursula Show. We had to figure out what music we wanted today, I think.
There was a delay on the YouTube. Sorry about that.
It's all good. It's all good. Hey, here's something new. Big grocery chains are finally admitting what you and I have known for a while now. groceries cost too much these days. And this is a story from Bloomberg. They're saying that Kroger is getting ready to implement its biggest round of price cuts in years because it's trying to get customers back from Walmart, Costco, Trader Joe's, Aldi, and, of course, Amazon. And it's hard to compete. Kroger's new CEO, Greg Foran, says the entire quote-unquote basket has to come down across thousands of products because customers are feeling the pinch right now. Gas prices are up. Yes, don't say. Inflation fears are back, and people are just changing how they shop. And we're not just talking about cutting prices on a couple of cans of corn. Kroger wants to cut prices. They want to make it faster so you can speed up service, open more stores, and make shopping a much more pleasant experience. And he compares grocery competition to Formula One racing. He says Kroger is stuck in the midfield while Walmart and Costco are lapping everybody else. Plus, there's Amazon.
Yeah. So I appreciate you, Kroger. Thank you for coming in and doing this, and let's see how long this lasts, right? Because, it sounds good, right? Like, we all know when politicians, when they run during elections, they got all these promises. Hey, I'm not buying Starbucks, and neither should you, right? Like a lot of things, or read my lips, no new taxes. Sometimes you say things, and we'll see what happens. The thing is Ursula, when Kroger is talking about competing with these folks, so let's say Safeway Albertsons, let's say Amazon, let's say Costco, leave Costco out of this. And the reason why you have to is because you're not competing against price with Costco. You're competing against loyalty. Let a story come up where Costco membership goes up $25 and watch how Costco members won't say a word. Costco members are loyal to them the same way some folks are loyal to elected officials. No matter what they do, you can't do it. So when you go ahead.
Well, okay. Well, I wanted you to finish your thought.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, so on the Costco thing, if you do make changes, Costco members will let you know that they're not happy about it. But when it comes to things like widespread grocery cuts, people will notice. And if it doesn't happen, I think it's to the point where people are like, you know what? I will go someplace else. I am not loyal to Albertsons or Safeway or Kroger or QFC if I can do better when I go to Trader Joe's or Aldi's.
Walmart, with all due respect, I gotta make sure I say that. Walmart is a place that people shop at because they have to. Let me give you an example. Do you know the biggest stock price drop in Walmart history was when they did something? You want to know what they did? They gave a boost in salary to its employees.
Oh, I remember that.
You remember that?
Uh-huh.
That was the biggest stock drop day that they've ever had on record, is when they went to go give more salary to the employees. So when I say that people don't shop at Walmart for loyalty, they shop it there because, I got to go there. It's the best price. Now, Kroger, you might do that, and you might drop your prices. And people will come here. They're not going to get married to you. They looking at you, Kroger, like a Friday night, like just a little single little fling. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to get the prices. Yeah. But as soon as the other grocery store drops the prices, I'm going to there. So if I'm Kroger, how can you get the loyalty of the people?
Have the best prices and the best quality. That's exactly how you get and then be in the neighborhoods where people shop. Be convenient. I want to ask you, where do you decide where you shop? And this is a question for anyone listening right now. Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line, 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. I love Trader Joe's, but I don't go there enough. Why? Because it's not that convenient for me. I have to fight to get into that little parking lot in the U District. It always feels crowded, but when I do go there, I enjoy it. I will generally go to Safeway or the QFC. I love Met Market. Met Market has great quality, but to me, sometimes it's just too expensive. So that's how I choose.
I think most people choose based on what they can do. And so I'm at a point in my life where I can choose where I want to go. Now, I go pull up at Albertsons. I got there for certain things. I go there for that. I go to Costco for this. So I'm in a point in my life where I'm blessed to do that.
Yes.
But most people in this country are not in that situation, and they have to go where they have to go. One more thing about Kroger that stands out to me. I'm in the philanthropy world. Mm-hmm. I do a lot of events. You want to know who I never see out in the community? Kroger folks. I see Safeway Albertsons. I see Safeway in them all the time. So again, I just want to talk about the loyalty point. That's all. I mean, and you want to start building on that. Back to the Costco.
Well, someone just texted in. Robin Olive says Kroger is the most expensive of them all. So again, if you have that reputation, by the way, the new CEO, Greg Foran. Yeah. What is his background from Walmart?
He ran all U.S. operations before coming over to Kroger.
So dude knows how Walmart operates, and he's going to try to bring some more Walmart-like prices and strategies to Kroger. And so I'm wondering if now Safeway Albertsons follows suit, and maybe I'm looking at this as a positive. If after grocery prices being jacked up constantly, and we are always being told that the margins are so thin that we really can't reduce prices. Well, if Kroger can do it, I think that's a good thing.
Ursula, am I still choosing joy if I remind folks of one point? Because you said he has a background that he was with Walmart before. Can I remind you of something? I'm still choosing joy.
Yes, of course. We keep it real.
Can we talk about the grocery chain in this country that has the most amount of people accepting food assistance right now?
Yes, you mentioned it yesterday.
Walmart?
Yes. They don't pay enough.
So
they don't pay their people enough.
So are we cool with that? Prices go down.
Well, see,
and we make sure we put more people.
I'm asking people, how do you decide where you shop? I mean, I love when I go to Trader Joe's because I see people look happy working there. Yeah. Truly, they truly work happy. I will say that my neighborhood Safeway, they always look stressed. Always.
Yeah. Good conversation. All right. Let's have some fun next. Let's talk about, would you rather? Next, Gee Ursula.
KIRO Newsradio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Renton police investigating a shooting that happened just after midnight.
Engaging conversation.
It's just indefensible. The mayor's communications team should be better.
Traffic.
A full closure now, southbound 509 at Alexander Avenue.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO Newsradio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM.
Let's talk real for a second here, because y'all know summer is coming. And it's supposed to be sunshine and kids just having fun. But when them kids is home all day, that grocery bill is diabolical. That's why I want you to know about Sunbucks and why our friends at Safeway are helping get the word out. So if your family qualifies, you could receive $120 per child to spend on groceries this summer. Food in your cart and a little less pressure on the budget. There's no catch. There's no judgment. This program simply is about making sure kids have enough to eat when school is out. Here's the important part. Many families are enrolled automatically, and a card may already be headed to your mailbox, but some families do need to apply depending on income and where you live. So take a couple minutes and check. Visit freesummermeals.org. That's freesummermeals.org. Safeway, looking out for families this summer.
The NBA playoffs are underway, and now you can trade every game on Kalshi. You can also trade on who wins each series, the conference finals, and the championship. San Antonio is currently trading at 19% to win it all, meaning a $100 trade pays out over $500 if they take the title. On Kalshi, you're trading against other people in a live market. No house, no odds makers. And as odds move, you can buy in or out anytime throughout the postseason. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code PASS to get $10 when you trade $10. KALSHI. Kalshi. Trade on anything.
Earn an accredited MBA in as few as 16 months for about $21K at University of Maryland Global Campus. Explore 10 specializations, including finance, HR, cyber technology, and more. Plus, showcase the value of your MBA with a comprehensive learner record. and digitally demonstrate in-demand skills and credentials to employers. No application fee if you apply by June 1st. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Shaft.
A shot to center field. Julio is there, and Julio makes the catch!
At T-Mobile Park, you've always got the best seat in the house, even when there's not an actual seat, because you're in the T-Mobile pen.
They're going crazy here at T-Mobile Park.
The pen isn't just the perfect space to hang with your whole crew. It's where you can see Julio defend the no-fly zone 1 minute and watch Senor Smoke get ready for his big entrance the next.
Andres Munoz has simply been incredible.
Sure, the pen is standing room only, but with a team this exciting, who wants to be sitting down? Mariners baseball. Try this up.
90s weekend is coming up as the Mariners take on the D-backs. The fun gets started May 29th with 90s Fireworks Night presented by T-Mobile. Then it's back-to-back giveaways with Julio Rodriguez sleeveless jerseys on May 30th and Ken Griffey Jr. pins on May 31st. Both presented by Key Bank. Get your tickets at mariners.com.
You could sleep through the night without thinking twice. You could take a seat in the middle of the theater. You could drive without worry of where the next restroom is. You used to say yes, and somewhere along the way, you stopped. Not because of one big moment, because of 100 small ones. A little more urgency, one more trip to the bathroom at 2 a.m., one more mental note about where the restroom is. It happened slowly enough that it just became you. But it's not you. It's enlarged prostate, and there's a treatment called aquablation therapy, the only ultrasound-guided robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Find an aquablation therapist near you. Call Aquablation Seattle at 206-666-2466, 206-666-2466. That's 206-666-2466. All surgical treatments carry risks, and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationseattle.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter.
From the people who brought you It's the Dog Park comes.
It's a hot spot on your dog's leg that the internet says you can treat it at home. You're not sure though, because now it's oozing.
Protect your dog from injury and illness with Progressive Pet Insurance.
Ooh, he's licking it. Super gross, dude.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to policy terms.
Holy smokes!
The On Cruise Adventures Rick Riz Show.
What happened at the ballpark yesterday?
Sparky's sitting on my scorebook here, my cat is.
Friday mornings at 8:15 on Seattle's Morning News.
Hartley here from Wilcox Farms. For over 100 years, we've cared for hens with healthy pastures and organic grains. That's why our eggs are nutritious and flavorful. Next time you shop, choose Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
It is the Gee Ursula Show. Good morning, everybody. Hey, former mayor of Seattle got a new job. He went from public sector to the private. We'll be talking about that in the 10 o'clock hour. But right now, let's get to the world-famous game of Would You Rather. Ursula, I don't think these are hard today. I think Allie in Tacoma would approve of these.
Yes, okay, good.
Going to the grocery store, would you rather always forget the one thing you actually came for, or always buy 3 things you didn't need?
Both things happen to me each and every time.
I was going to say, trick question. That's the same thing.
That literally happens to me, especially when I go to Costco. I go into Costco and saying, I'm just going to go in for that ready-made bacon.
Yeah.
And my gosh, I come out with a whole cart of things that I had no intention of getting, including pajamas.
Yeah. All right. I want to I want to. Okay, let's just say both those things.
Okay, but
let's just say, Ursula, you forget something. This is important. And by the way, if you're listening, I need to know something. Let's say you go to the grocery store and dang it, you forgot something. Why is it that it bothers me more today than it ever did? Like back in the day, I was like, oh man, I forgot that. Now
I know exactly why.
So mad. Why?
Because you're getting older and you're thinking it has to do with your age.
You think so? It might be. I know. I'm
the
seriously.
number of times
it bothers
I'll
me so bad.
run into a room, and I know sleep has something to do with it too. But I'll walk in, I'll go, "Why in the heck am I here? And what am I doing?"
Right.
But the number of times that happens, or when you meet somebody and you know their name and it just escapes you, those are things that remind me, like, okay, I can't assume that I'm always going to have the memory that I once did.
Right. But to take it a step further, Ursula, just so you know, it bothers me so bad that I will get back in a car and go back because I can't rest.
Yeah.
It's starting to get like real weird. So that's why
because it's kind of also you're not feeling like you're in control of yourself.
There's a good one. Yeah, there's a good one. Okay, here's another one, Ursula. Would you rather push a shopping cart that pulls hard to the left? You know, you got that cart that just keeps pulling to the left. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Would you rather have the cart that pulls to the left or that basket that's too heavy while you shop?
I'll do the basket too heavy because, again, that is my regular shopping experience. Why?
Why?
Because, again, I think I'm going there for just a couple of things, and then the basket just keeps getting filled up. And if I started with a cart when I only meant to get a few things, then I would have an overflowing cart.
Right.
This should say something about me.
Right.
I need more discipline.
You got to go with the cart because then you can kind of drift it around corners.
That's so irritating. I also hated that with a stroller. Like when you've got that one wheel that just won't go right.
Yeah.
No, that just frustrates me.
Okay. Now this one, everybody, if you're listening, you got to text in and weigh in on this one. You can for your grocery store experience. They know when you walk in, they know when Ursula walks in, this is what you get from here on out for the rest of your life. You can only pick one. You can either use self-checkout for life or have a cashier for life. You can't use both. Like, oh, it's a long line right here with the cashier and there's nobody to self-checkout. You can't do that. Or there's a long line with the self-checkout and there's nobody to the cashier. You can only pick one for the rest of your life, no matter what.
At this stage, I'm going with self-checkout for the rest of my life. And man, I never thought I would say that ever. Time is of the essence.
Man.
I can't do long lines anymore. And you know that we love chatting.
Ursula, I really thought that you were going to come in with the cashier.
No.
I'm cooked.
I know. I'm done. And I want every cashier to have their jobs.
Why are you flip-flopping?
I don't know, man.
I
don't know because I'm telling the truth.
I'm telling you, I've become more used to, out of necessity, using self-checkout. Out of necessity, because there are some stores that don't even have checkers anymore. And then the other thing is, I just don't have time to be in a long line. I don't have the time or patience.
Can I ask a question to these grocery stores? I would choose the self-checkout, but the machines, you can only fit half a bag of groceries on there. And then if you put the rest of the stuff in your cart, it flags you like you're stealing.
Well,
it's only
it literally doesn't. It doesn't. Well, look, I'm doing self-checkout, and I can't believe. And by the way,
Nikki's still doing the cashier, but I think everyone is doing the.
You know what I think, Ursula?
What's that?
I seriously think people are disappointed in you and I, because since we've been doing this show, we've never said that. But what happened is we had to tell the truth.
Yeah.
And the truth is,
lately I've been doing self-checkout all the time.
Me too.
I've been asking myself, like, what has happened?
Oh my God. I find myself using it's crazy. All right, I think I got time for one more. Here we go, Ursula. This is definitely for my wife. Would you rather always find the perfect parking spot, but the store inside is chaotic, or a packed parking lot and the store is empty? I swear my wife would rather find a great parking spot.
She drive around for 2-3 minutes trying to find the perfect parking spot.
What you got, Ursula?
I'm going with I want to park further away. I want to park farther away because I need the steps.
Okay.
And I do not like a chaotic grocery store.
I know.
And long lines. I can't do it.
Yo.
Why are we so illogical about that? Because at maximum, you have to walk maybe 10 more seconds.
Yes.
For a less than ideal parking spot.
It's just human nature. There's something about, oh my gosh, I can walk right out the store or right out of this business and my car is right there.
You ready for this? I get more road rage driving a shopping cart than a vehicle.
Oh.
I don't know what's going on. I get rage. Because you don't want to hit nobody in the back, in the legs, right? Like, that's the worst, right? You ever did that to your mama or your daddy? You driving the cart and you hit your...
Oh, yeah, that's no fun.
It's not fun. All right. Hey, coming up next, the former mayor of Seattle got a new job. We'll tell you next. Gee Ursula.
Under these arches, opposing teams are put to the test. Can they hear themselves over the boom of the 12s? Can they withstand the Seattle elements? Can they compete against us? Touchdown, Seahawks! This city lives for Sunday. Get your tickets for Seahawks game days at Lumen Field and experience what this city lives for. Visit Seahawks.com today.
Around here, we see a lot of people head out. No matter where they're going, we just help make sure they're ready. Before you hit the road, get a pre-trip safety check from Les Schwab Tires. It's free. Plus, this May, save up to $200 on select sets of 4 tires, including all-terrain, highway, all-season, and all-weather. So go ahead. Explore with confidence. Les Schwab Tires. We're here to help you take the long way. Limited time offer while supplies last. See leschwab.com/sale for details.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hey, how's your money situation? Are you ready for retirement? Well, if you want to know what the pros are doing to make wealth multiply and retire like royalty, then you need to listen to this show, Sound Path Through Retirement, with Ben Koval and Matt Leibarger. Get your money right and tune in every weekend, Saturdays at 10 a.m. and noon on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
The Harnish Auto Family Super Sale is on now. Don't miss out on 0 down, no payments all summer, and exclusive deals through May 31st. Visit them in Puyallup and Everett. Harnish Auto Family. People matter.
Offers available OAC on select models. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour. Your home for original reporting.
I'm Steve Kathan. Polls show a majority of Americans don't want birthright citizenship to end. A Supreme Court decision is expected soon on a key case. And President Trump again lobbied today for his executive order that called for its elimination.
If this is allowed to stand, it will be a disaster economically for our country. And you'll have 25% of the people coming into our country coming in through birthright citizenship. And we won't have any control.
Well, CBS's Jan Crawford says the Supreme Court today dismissed a challenge by Alabama officials to a lower court conclusion that a death row inmate is intellectually disabled, meaning he may not be executed.
The justices decided really just to punt. They said this was not really the right case to decide that. The issues weren't quite presented properly. There was some stuff in the record below. So they just kind of kicked it back and said, we're going to wait for another case to decide this really important issue.
President Trump says he postponed the signing of an executive order on artificial intelligence with top CEOs at the White House for today because he didn't like parts of the text. An Ebola treatment center in Congo was burned down amid anger over the outbreak that's believed responsible for nearly 150 deaths in Africa. Secretary of State Marco Rubio.
I wish we would have gotten started on this 2 weeks ago, that the alert had gone out sooner. I also recognize that the outbreak began in a war-torn country in a very rural area that perhaps doesn't have some of the support networks that some of the other places have.
An Air France jet on a Paris to Detroit flight was diverted to Montreal because someone on board had been in a country hit by the outbreak. Some progress reported on that major wildfire outside Los Angeles.
We're up to 30% containment. We stand at 2,115 acres, but we continue to aggressively fight this fire.
Andrew Dowd of the Ventura County Fire Department. Gas prices are $1.38 more a gallon than they were 1 year ago. But Janet Tidwell of the AAA says it's not expected to change many holiday travel plans.
They may cut back on extras, but people do want to mark the unofficial start of summer and the first 3-day weekend.
A Gallup poll finds most young Americans are increasingly pessimistic about what the job market will be like when they get out of college. Our business analyst, Jill Schlesinger.
Young college grads, let's say 22 to 27-year-olds, they are experiencing a higher unemployment rate. Like right now, we have a 4.3% rate. And the young grads are in the fives.
Wall Street. Right now, the Dow is down 81 points. The NASDAQ is down just over 100. This is CBS News.
I want to know what's going on in the world. I'm Tony. There are big questions that all of us are asking. I want to get you the answers. How are you? I'm Tony DeCopel. Join me on the CBS Evening News.
Ready or not, summer.
Several local law enforcement officers have been arrested in just the last week. But first, KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. Linwood to Seattle is about 47 minutes. Everett to Seattle, 54. If you're taking the 405, it's about an hour from Linwood, an hour and 10 from Everett. Northbound I-5 through Federal Way has some congestion. It'll take you 30 minutes from South Center to downtown. It's about an hour from Federal Way. Rented to Bellevue is about 27 minutes. This traffic report is brought to you by KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. 2 law enforcement officers are awaiting charges after being accused of having images of child pornography. A state corrections officer was caught in Mason County by an online task force. An Arlington police officer was turned in by his girlfriend.
He felt safe. He always has. He's behind a badge. Look at him.
A third officer in Auburn is also awaiting charges. He's accused of approaching someone he thought was a minor online who was actually a detective. These cases are not believed to be related. A man burned in last week's massive trestle fire in Snohomish is now accused of setting the blaze himself. According to the Everett Herald, the 51-year-old who is reportedly experiencing homelessness was rescued by deputies after he was found crawling along the railroad tracks. DJ Hill with Snohomish County Fire District 4 told us.
It was well involved in the wooded area between kind of the corner where the airport road bends around the airport to basically the river.
The man was booked for second-degree arson. He's now being held in Snohomish County Jail on a $10,000 bond. The CEO of Humane Society of Tacoma and Pierce County is out. The move comes just weeks after a dog in their care killed another dog at the Tacoma City Marathon. It's not clear yet if Leslie Dazelle was fired or stepped down. More from KIRO 7 TV's Jake Chapman.
All we got from them was a statement that read in part, quote, that they were announcing the departure of Chief Executive Officer Leslie Dazelle. Here's more of the statement we got from them that reads in part, the board will now assume leadership responsibilities for operations and services.
The Humane Society says it's bringing in a national firm to help find the next CEO. And lastly, the man accused of fatally stabbing a University of Washington student more than 40 times postponed his arraignment on Wednesday. 31-year-old Christopher Leahy is charged with first-degree murder for the brutal killing of Juniper Blessing in the laundry room at Nordheim Court Apartments. Attorneys representing Leahy asked for a continuance or a delay in the proceedings so concerns over his mental health and competency can be addressed. The judge found good cause and granted that request. He'll be back in court on June 4th. And now for your KIRO News Radio weather. Sunshine is on the way today. Highs will be in the low 70s. Right now, it's about 57 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. How about it being Happy Thursday and Memorial Day weekend is coming this weekend? You got any plans? Anything you're going to be doing? Any of you guys going to be up in Vancouver, BC?
I got to ask you, is it weird that I don't feel like this weekend should be Memorial Day weekend?
I agree.
I feel like it's coming early, and maybe it's because it is the 21st.
Yeah, I always feel like it should be the very end.
Right.
It should be the very end.
I just keep thinking it's going to be later this month.
I know.
It's just so strange.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Okay, well, coming up at 10:30, should you have technology in your car? What do you think about this? Technology in your car that can say whether you are not as with it. We were just talking about not remembering things or walking into a room and forgetting where you're at. Now, what if your car was able to say, yes, you've had cognitive decline? Yeah. Is that some information that you would want based on your driving habits?
Right.
Should your partner get that information? Should the government get that information? We're going to talk about that coming up at 10:30.
Or we could ask this, what would you rather decide your insurance premium? The actual technology in your car or your credit score?
Ooh. Ooh. Spicy.
I know.
Okay.
Go back to those narratives.
Okay.
Oh, it's got to be credit score.
Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line is 888-973-5476. 888-973 KIRO.
Let's get it.
What's new at 10?
Did you hear about this? Convicted felons, including some January 6th rioters, could soon get taxpayer-funded payouts from a massive Trump administration settlement that is actually now drawing bipartisan backlash. So to set up how this is happening, one lawsuit has been filed by two Capitol police officers who were injured defending the Capitol on January 6th. They're trying to stop any of that money from going to rioters.
There's no reason that the government should be giving these people money.
Hodges and Harry Dunn, two of more than 100 officers injured that day,
now are suing to block taxpayer-funded payouts for people convicted of attacking police.
They committed crimes and they recorded themselves doing these crimes. So then they faced the consequences right up until Trump pardoned them.
That is CBS reporting. So how did we get here? President Trump sued the IRS after his tax returns were leaked in 2020, but the IRS didn't actually leak them. Prosecutors say a former IRS contractor stole those records and gave them to some organizations. He later pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 5 years in prison. This week, the Trump administration settled that lawsuit and created this $1.8 billion compensation fund for people who claim that they were unfairly targeted by the Biden administration. And now some of the pardoned January 6th defendants, again, some who were found guilty of felonies, are lining up for some of that money.
The number I've put in is $30 million. $21.5 million is for the wrongful imprisonment.
People who took part in January 6 are hoping for big payouts.
We endured a lot. Our lives are still not the same. So I don't know what kind of push you can put on that.
Okay, so remember, G, our taxpayer money could be handed out without people having to prove their claims in court. Even some Republicans are objecting to all of this. Senator Tom Tillis calls this a MAGA slush fund.
I think it's stupid on stilts.
Why?
Because it will invariably put us in a position where your taxpayer dollars and my taxpayer dollars could potentially compensate someone who assaulted a police officer, admitted their guilt, got convicted, got pardoned, and now we're going to pay them for that? That's absurd. The American people are going to reject this out of hand. When you take money from me to give to a purpose that I vehemently disagree with, that's tyranny, and that's what that account is.
Now, when President Trump was asked about this $1.8 billion payout fund yesterday, he dismissed it as peanuts.
So we think that those people, we think that anybody involved in that process should partake. And you're talking about peanuts compared to the value. It destroyed the lives of many, many people. Thank you very much.
Okay, and I want to point out, G, that you and I have been very deliberate about choosing joy and not focusing on certain stories over the last couple of weeks. But we agreed today that this is one of those stories that I think we need to be on the same page, regardless of politics, as to, is this what you want taxpayer funds to go toward?
Yeah.
People who have actually been convicted of felonies, and yes, they were pardoned, which is a whole nother thing, but they could now benefit. Some people who beat police officers on that day could get millions of dollars. Is this reparations?
I mean, I can't say it. Hey, Ursula, before we get into this, I want you to know that we're going on week 4 of Choosing Joy. So the way that I talk about this might be in a different way because I don't have the emotions like I used to. And the reason why I don't have the emotions is because I'm kind of tickled a little bit. I'm tickled because I look at colleagues I work with. I see people out here on social media. It exposes who you are. And I'll just say this for a sec. Have you ever watched a movie and watched a movie like maybe you watched Scarface before, maybe you watched The Godfather before? Have you ever just watched a movie where between you and the movie, you it was an entertaining movie, so you're kind of rooting for the bad guy? I don't know. Have you ever done that? Have you ever watched a movie?
I can't remember when I've rooted for the bad guy. Okay. I cannot remember, but it happens. I understand.
Okay.
Yes.
Ursula, since we've been doing this show, every single time that I say things like, well, let's try to give money to these folks. Let's try to address this and give money to these folks. People always say to me, where will the money come from? They do that to me all the time. The same people that do that to me, they ain't gonna be asking about this. During this show, people use Blue Lives Matter. You folks driving all around, you got the license plate, you got the sticker. I see you cops and stuff, you got the Blue Lives Matter. And by the way, law enforcement, it matters. And by the way, yes. Blue Lives Matter was nothing but a reaction to Black Lives Matter. But anyway, it started to come out, Blue Lives Matter. Y'all even have it in your bio, Blue Lives Matter. But yet, we're talking about a situation where cops were assaulted. And this is the take. So again, this is not a rational thing. The Epstein files, accountability used to be everything. That went away. Grocery prices mattered. That went away. Here in Washington, on our show, you and I have been talking about fraud a lot. And people text us, yeah. Keep talking about the fraud. Yeah, on other shows. Yeah, the fraud here in Washington. Oh, those dang-on Democrats, all of it. But as soon as we take the same conversation and go out on a federal level, we the bad people. They only want you to talk about fraud inside of here. You can't make people uncomfortable on the federal level. So I'll just say this, Ursula, and I'll leave it like this. I got them colleagues that play the hits. I got folks that just want to say things that you want to hear. They don't even care nothing about the truth or the facts. You know what it reminds me of? It's a bunch of Bill Clintons in the world. And what does Bill Clinton got to do with this? Yeah, Bill Clinton about to catch this stray. Back in the 90s, they used to say, oh my gosh, did you see Bill Clinton on the Arsenio Hall show? You see him playing the saxophone? Oh my goodness, Bill Clinton, he was at a soul food restaurant. He was eating catfish with hot sauce. Oh my goodness, Bill Clinton, he just loves black people so much. So he was socially that way. But behind closed doors, crime bill, mass incarceration, this dude Bill Clinton was doing the worst. So today I see a whole bunch of Bill Clintons that are helping to be a part of this type of thing. I didn't mean to go crazy on this topic, Ursula, but I just wanted you to know, at this point, I ain't mad no more. I keep watching the bad guy just keep winning. In Scarface, Al Pacino says, say hello to the bad guy.
Wow. I mean, that did go deep, and you're giving me a lot of food for thought. I like what Tom just wrote, and this is where I'm at right now. We cannot take care of our children or our elderly or our healthcare system, and we're going to give money to people who attack police officers? I'm sorry. I just don't get it. That's where I'm at right now. I'm like, wow. Why? I mean, we talk about the affordability crisis, what people are feeling right now. And we have a $1.8 billion taxpayer-funded compensation pool for people who claim they were politically targeted, and they don't have to go through the normal court process. They don't have to deal with standards of evidence or actual findings, and they can get some money. And then there are people who are screaming about the whole idea of reparations for what has happened in the past. I mean, I'm confused. And I know, and you guys are going to get sick of us saying we're choosing joy. It is literally saving us, saving our mental health by choosing joy. And we just felt like we needed to bring this up because I think all of us should be looking at this like, why on earth?
I think that most of us didn't think this was possible. And by the way, most of us didn't think this was possible because we had never seen it outside of a history book. We've never seen this type of stuff happening. Not here in the United States. We don't see this. I mean, Richard Nixon, when he did that, that was trouble for what he did. You had the look on your face. What do you got?
Well, I just remembered Fernando in Seattle said, don't forget preventing of any investigation of Trump family shenanigans. Yeah, I forgot about that. Hey, there was that in there, too.
That was a cold move. Well, that's his deal with the IRS. So he pulled away his $10 billion lawsuit. Hey, I'll pull this away.
Yes.
But listen now, I need you to make sure myself, my family, is all good. So preventing any type of investigations on any type of tax crime.
So the exact words there. Part of the settlement, the acting attorney general, Todd Blanche, wrote that the IRS was prevented forever from investigating any tax returns filed by President Trump or any members of his family. Forever. That's the quote.
Imagine that. Now, Todd Blanche, again, who does not like being called Trump's former personal attorney, but he is right now acting attorney general. And you have that built into there. Again, I ask, are you okay with that? Is that just, part of the deal of being president right now? Is this us just having Trump derangement syndrome that we bring this up?
Yeah.
And again, we're choosing joy, and we're trying to just a few things just need to be brought up because I can't even explain it.
Well, I'm going to bring some levity. Is that fair? I'm going to bring levity to it. When Ursula, the look that you have on your face, the concern when I see you ask, what's going on? Are you just guys are we just going to allow this? Well, we don't have a choice. But
that's the other part of it.
You know what this reminds me of? And maybe you have been in this situation. Have you ever had that friend of yours, that girlfriend maybe, that just keeps taking them back? I mean, no matter what they do, and you're looking at her, and
yes,
you're like,
I have had that friend.
You're like, girl.
Yes.
Oh, I know, but he loves me. He loves me. And, I know what he did in the past. He told me
he's going to change.
He's going to change and do better. Those same conversations. And at some point, you got the husband, because, by the way, just so y'all know, the wives always tell their husbands the tea. Right? They always tell them what's going on with their friend. You got the husband sitting back like, oh, boy, your friend ain't going to never listen. That's me right now. That's me. I ain't getting mad.
And it's bringing you peace.
It's bringing me peace to be like, you know what? She going to keep taking them back. No matter what. And so somebody asked, where's the line? There is no line. There is no line. It'll never change. It's like the Matrix, right? It's like, whoop, pew, pew, pew. You miss all that stuff. Ursula, I'm so out of bounds right now. I'm going to go ahead and throw it back to you.
Oh, okay.
And somebody said, leave it to G to victim shame. Oh.
Let's talk about former Seattle Mayor Bruce Harrell.
Bruce!
Who has landed a new gig. It's a long way away from City Hall. Actually, he's now the CEO of a Seattle-based textile company, Philium.
Right.
This is a company that makes stain-resistant, odor-repelling fabric technology for clothing brands like North Face, Cabela's, and Bass Pro Shops. The company says its biggest selling point is performance fabric without PFAs, the so-called forever chemicals that have become a huge concern. And former Mayor Harrell says consumers want things that perform well and align with environmental values. And apparently, Philium thinks the former mayor is just the guy to help scale the business globally.
Well, Ursula, look. Former Mayor Bruce Harrell, Ursula, he has the qualifications, if you will. Here's somebody that was a managing partner at a law firm. He has a law degree. He graduated from the University of Washington, won a Rose Bowl there, born and raised here, graduated from there. He actually pays his own bills before he got the CEO job. And that's what we are. So what happens is when you're qualified, you probably can go in and do the right thing.
Do you think he's looking at what's going on right now with city politics and everything going on that Mayor Wilson is dealing with right now, and just having to now apologize like she has, and just and is chuckling to himself that he's out? I know it was painful for him not to be reelected, but I think he's going to be just fine. Kind of like Rob McKenna not making governor. Rob McKenna's doing just fine.
Is Rob McKenna doing good?
Yes.
He's doing good?
He charges a big hour.
Oh,
yes.
Rob McKenna.
Yes.
He's rolling, huh? I got to say, Ursula, when it comes to Bruce Harrell, and I think you can relate to this. Here I am with another analogy. If you got the ex and you see the ex is with somebody and everybody like, oh my goodness, we missed the last one. There's a part of you that's like, you miss me? Yeah. You know what I mean? Now
I don't miss you.
If your ex is thriving, right, then you kind of feel a certain type of way. But man, I got to tell you, I bet you Bruce Harrell probably sent this out to all the media folks. It was like, hey,
yes,
your dog got a job. I got a job. Do you miss me?
And good for Bruce. Best wishes to you.
Best wishes.
Hey, just want to remind everybody that, do you know about this little advice column that I've started? Sophia just let me know that my latest edition is up, and it has to do with hiring Gen Z employees. And there is a boss who is having some serious challenges with her Gen Z employee. And I give some advice on that.
That sounds juicy.
I know, it's really good. I also have a little bonus in there. I have a little advice if you are looking for your next vanilla perfume. I've got some little perfume advice in there. And just a reminder, too, that if you want to ask a question for me to answer, you can text Ask Ursula to the text line.
All right. By the way, I think we chose Joy. And is it? No, I'm telling you, I know I'm not the only one that's rooted for the bad guy in the movie before.
You're not. I just haven't.
Because it almost feels like it's not real.
Yeah.
So it's no problem. All right. Coming up next, Ursula, what's the deal? Should technology, there's a technology in your car and that can actually detect cognitive decline. Should it tell you only, or should it tell the Department of Licensing, your wife, and your insurance company? Do that next. Gee Ursula.
KIRO News Radio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is here with more.
24% of businesses are now thinking about leaving Washington.
Traffic.
We are definitely seeing some slowing through the S-curves.
Conversation.
We build it, we produce it, we charge for it.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
A one-hander! Are you kidding me?
Broadcasting live from the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
It's your dog, G. Scott here. Let's talk real here for a second about how the summer is on its way. With sunshine and them kids are going to be having some fun. But them kids are also home all day and the grocery bill goes up. That's why I want you to know about Sunbucks and why our friends at Safeway are helping get the word out. If your family qualifies, you could receive $120 per child to spend on groceries this summer. That's food in your cart and a little less pressure on your budget. And there's no catch and no judgment. This program is simply about making sure kids have enough to eat when school is out. Here's the important part. Many families are enrolled automatically and a card may already be on its way. But some families do need to apply depending on income and where you live. So take a couple of minutes and check. Visit freesummermeals.org. That's freesummermeals.org. Safeway, looking out for families this summer.
Your medication for enlarged prostate is working. That's what you tell yourself. You're up 3 times a night instead of 5. The urgency is manageable. The stream's not great, but it's fine. That's the problem. Fine. Enlarged prostate, or BPH, doesn't pause because the medication takes the edge off. The prostate keeps growing. The bladder keeps working harder. And over time, those changes can be harder to reverse. But surgery? Not for you, right? Aquablation is not the surgery you're picturing. It's the only ultrasound-guided, robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Don't wait until things become unbearable. Find an Aquablation urologist near you. Call Aquablation Seattle at 206-666-2466. 206-666-2466. That's 206-666-2466. All surgical treatments carry risks and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationseattle.com.
From whiplash to herniated discs, there are a few car accident injuries we've all heard of. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains that even the most common injuries differ from one another.
Pre-existing conditions, health history, beginning of treatment. There are hundreds of factors that make every person and every injury unique. While these variables aid medical treatment, the strongest case recoveries must also take them into account.
Could you explain a little bit more?
Our team at Pendergast Law is obsessed with turning over every stone to differentiate each case. This requires thorough investigation, diligent listening, and relentless research. We never pursue cases with a one-size-fits-all approach. We built our success by treating every injury and every case with the individualized attention our clients need and deserve.
Pendergast Law's individualized approach to even the most common injuries makes the difference in case outcomes. It's another reason why I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. we can help.
Remember when you didn't have to think about energy? You just had it. Well, now it's the midday crash, the sleepless nights, the moments where you catch yourself thinking, what happened to me? Here's the thing. Nothing is wrong with you. It's Manda Factor. Your hormones just stopped holding up their end of the deal. At Juvacor Health and Wellness Center, hormone replacement therapy isn't a guessing game. It starts with a real sit-down conversation with a female provider who has heard your story before because she hears it every single day. Dr. Lucy Hostetter is a board-certified physician, and she has spent 7 years doing one thing exceptionally well, helping women feel like themselves again. Your treatment is built around your labs, your symptoms, and your life. And the follow-up is real, because feeling better shouldn't be a one-appointment promise. Now, with 2 convenient locations, Tacoma and Bellevue, expanding from their flagship home at Seattle Regenerative Medicine Center, great care is closer than ever. Stop Googling symptoms at 2 a.m. Start a conversation with someone who actually has answers. JuvaCoreHealth.com. That's JUVECoreHealth.com. Feel like yourself again.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Your VA loan and reverse mortgage experts for 34 years. Best Mortgage is proud to be the longest-running mortgage company on KIRO Radio. Get a no-pressure consultation from a real person, never an AI bot. Web search Best Mortgage for honest advice you can trust.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. There's growing concern among congressional Republicans about the $1.8 billion anti-weaponization fund set up by the Trump administration. ABC News national correspondent Stephen Portnoy has the latest.
Oklahoma Senator James Lankford is one Republican questioning whether the new fund could see taxpayer money going to those who beat Capitol Police officers on January 6th.
I don't understand why any of those folks would receive any kind of compensation.
Senate Democrats will aim to put Republicans on the record on the fund and on the president's ballroom project as final action nears on a bill that would fund immigration enforcement. But noting a lack of interest among Republicans in putting taxpayer money into the ballroom, senators say $1 billion provision for the Secret Service has been removed from the package. Stephen Portnoy, ABC News, Washington.
Former Seattle Mayor Bruce Harrell has gone from lawyer to politician and now to CEO. KIRO News Radio's Jillian Rafferty has more.
It's a new chapter for former Mayor Bruce Harrell as he's accepted the CEO role with Seattle-based Philium, which produces sustainable textiles for brands like North Face and Cabela's. When he conceded the race to Mayor Katie Wilson last fall, he promised he'd stick around.
We will still be here serving you because you mean that much to us, and we love all of you that have taken this journey with us.
Harrell started his career as a lawyer in telecom and was first elected to the city council in 2008. Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Washington State Hospitals ranked 40th in the nation for patient safety in a new survey by the Leapfrog Group. KIRO 7 TV's Jake Chapman reports.
Drew Oliveira is the medical director for the Washington Health Alliance. He says the grading in this survey comes down to accidents, errors, injuries, even infections patients experience at these hospitals. And he argues if hospitals don't take this sort of survey to heart, it could cost them business down the line.
We're going to take a look at this, and we may change our benefit design because we want people to go to the places where they're going to be the safest.
But Oliveira believes all Washington hospitals care about patient safety and will learn from this survey.
And for your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic, Linwood to Seattle is about 47 minutes, Everett to Seattle 54 minutes. If you're taking the 405, it's only an hour from Linwood, about an hour and 10 from Everett. Northbound I-5 through Federal Way has a little congestion. It's improving. It'll take you about 25 minutes from South Center to downtown. It's an hour all the way from Federal Way. Rented to Bellevue is about 25 minutes right now. This traffic report is brought to you by the Harnish Auto Family. The Harnish Auto Family Super Sale through May 31st. Exclusive deals, 0 down and no payments all summer on approval of credit. In Puyallup and Everett, Harnish Auto Family, people matter. And for your forecast, prepare for sunshine. Highs today will be the mid to upper 70s. Right now, it's about 58 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Thursday to all of you. Text us on the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line, 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. So we were talking about how you can kind of feel at times, I'm going to speak for myself. Sometimes I'm like, I'm feeling a little fuzzy. My memory's a little fuzzy. Well, how does that translate on the roads? There's new research is finding that existing sensors in your car can reliably flag even mild cognitive decline. So the question right now is, how should that information be used? Should your car tell you about some of these issues? How about your partner, the Department of Licensing, oh lordy, or your insurance company? So using what is known as telematic data, researchers at Florida Atlantic University and the University of Central Florida found changes in driver behavior can actually show mental decline well before a dementia diagnosis is even possible. And researchers have found that drivers with that mild cognitive decline tend to have shakier control of the gas pedal, for example, or they brake more often, or they take shorter or more disjointed trips, or they drive at lower speeds. I want to add one because I remember when my father was getting to the point where he said one time that he was driving and he couldn't remember he was driving, and then he ended up someplace. It was like, where the heck am I? And we're like, this really is one of those situations where we need to intervene and have your keys removed. Mm-hmm. But the sensor systems that collect this data are already installed in millions of cars. And a lot of that data, you might not realize, is already being collected and reported. So insurance companies, for example, are using these programs to monitor speeding, hard braking, acceleration, mileage, driving habits. I mean, are you getting a good driver discount? So, again, this technology already exists, and the question is this a good thing? Is this something, like, who else should get that information?
Yeah. I want to, because we've talked about insurance premiums on this show a lot. I just want to do a check-in right now with everyone, because I remember how everybody answered. Most people answered this way. Should your credit score still determine and be a big, determiner of your insurance premium? Just a simple yes or no. What do you guys think? Just text in. Should your credit score be what determines your insurance premium?
I'm going to say no. Oh. And I think I've come around to that. I know that it if I was an insurance adjuster, I would make reasons for why. Like, there are studies that show that people who don't have XYZ, but that cannot be applied to today, because there are a lot of reasons people's credit scores are down, whether it's not having a long record of credit or, just look what's happening. It's like a lot of people can't. That doesn't necessarily mean you can't drive well.
Well, I just want to say, Ursula, I'm glad that you've come around on that one. And I'm glad people are coming around on that. The next thing is absolutely, 100%. That should be sent to the insurance folks. That information. Now, sometimes the information is good for you to know, like, hey, G, you know what? You don't drive as well as you did at 50 as you did when you were 40. So I just want you to know that. So, yeah, that's good information for me to have. But it's also good information. Don't you guys agree? Isn't that good information for everybody else to have? Meaning the folks that determine you being on the roads? Because I can pay my bills till I'm blue in the face, but if I can't drive, what does that matter? So, yes. And by the way, your spouse should know it, too.
Well,
hey, Billy can't drive.
Be careful what you wish for. So, again, you're talking about this data that is saying that it's mild cognitive decline versus what if you just are a nervous driver or a distracted driver? I mean, I suppose that would be the ones that would benefit most would be insurance companies. But like who I would want to know. Okay, let's put it this way. I would want to know if I've got issues with my driving because other than when I have a backseat driver, the only judge is myself.
Right.
So I would love to see, compared to other drivers, how am I doing?
Right.
I think that would be good. But I think that there could be issues in terms of like who gets this information.
Okay.
And what do they do with that information?
Well, how about this? Let's ask this question for everybody, Ursula. Right now, are you a better or worse driver than you were 10 years ago? I'll start. I'm a worse driver. I can feel it when I drive. I can tell that my reaction time isn't what it used to be. I have had more close calls now than I used to. Even the accident that I got in the Tesla recently.
Okay.
That was one I couldn't have gotten out of that one. But I just want to say I'm a worse driver today than I was 10 years ago.
So with that information and the cognitive decline that these sensors show, insurance should be able to jack up your rates.
Yes, they should.
And you're okay with that?
Because that's the truth. The thing is, wait. How often in this country are we able to skate by on things because we have enough money or we have great this or credit? We get great interest rates because of credit. We get my hotel points. And by the way, who pays for the hotel points? All those kind of things. So the truth is, my insurance premium should be higher today than it was 10 years ago. But that's not the case. It's actually lower, but I'm admitting that I'm a worse driver.
See, I want the information, but I want it for myself. I don't want it to go to anywhere else. I want to determine what happens with that information. I don't want it to go to insurance companies. I don't want it to go to my partner. I mean,
I think if older people, because I'm getting there, my driving isn't as good either. If that information is sent to insurance companies, it's not going to lower my insurance rate. I think it just means that older people are going to pay a lot more for their car insurance, and it's going to lead people to not being able to afford their vehicle earlier than they may not be safe on the roads. I mean, I'm being serious. Like, when is that information used for good?
I agree. Imagine something being out there that leads to people not being able to afford to drive their vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, most people are texting in and saying they don't believe your credit score, but there are a few supporters of your credit score being used. One saying, my credit score is 835? Wish it could be used for insurance purposes. But most people are saying no.
No, good stuff. Coming up next, in scenarios, you got a friend that wants you to lie for them. What do? We'll do that next. Gee and Ursula.
KIRO Newsradio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Renton police investigating a shooting that happened just after midnight.
Engaging conversation.
It's just indefensible. The mayor's communications team should be better.
Traffic.
A full closure now, southbound 509 at Alexander Avenue.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO Newsradio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM.
Hiking, camping weekends, mountain drives. This is truly Subaru country. And Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealership. And right now they have more than 800 Subarus in stock. From the fuel-saving Crosstrek and Forester hybrids to the all-electric Solterra, plus the brand new Uncharted and Trailseeker EVs with 0% APR for 72 months. Now, I've shared with you that we have two cars that we still drive, and both of them were purchased at Carter Subaru. I love working with them because this is a dealership that truly invests in our community. And you're also going to not get the runaround. You are going to get folks who believe in treating you like part of their family. Check it out for yourself. Carter Subaru is in Ballard, Shoreline, or online at cartersubaru.com.
On approved credit, subject to vehicle insurance and availability. A documentary service fee may be added to the sale price or capitalized cost. See dealer for details. Valid through 5/31/26.
Here's a tale of Becky. Didn't know what to do with new meds prescribed and no real cost clue.
She squinted at prices, that can't be right. Then tapped GoodRx and saw the light.
She could get a deal. Book telehealth if she feels.
Learn about those meds without any stress. That one little app does all the rest. Even my horse downloaded it. Dang, save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Support comes from Amazon Business. Free your team from time-consuming procurement tasks. Discover smart business buying where unmatched selection meets AI-driven tools to simplify complex processes so you can focus on what matters most. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
I just can't dig it.
Dig what?
My water line.
Needs replacing?
And I don't want digging in my yard.
And maybe your driveway.
Can't dig it.
Don't dig it.
But how do you?
Apollo Plumbing replaces water lines without digging up your yard.
You're Dan.
From the Ready Right Now plumbers.
Apollo Plumbing.
Our trenchless technology replaces water and sewer lines.
Without digging up my yard?
2 little holes is all it takes.
Sounds better.
Faster, too.
And my yard?
Like we were never there.
Sounds spendy.
Not so much.
Oh?
In the end, about the same as that messy digging you don't want.
How do you figure?
Think about that landscaping you love.
Yeah?
Trenchless means you won't be paying to replace it.
Or my driveway.
We run everything underground.
Trenchless?
Do them all the time.
How about...
Easy payments?
Yeah.
With approved credit. Sure thing.
When can you get started?
We are the Ready Right Now plumbers.
Love that.
Apollo Plumbing, trenchless waterline replacement.
Sewer lines, too.
Can you dig that?
That I can.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
The NBA playoffs are underway, and now you can trade every game on Kalshi. You can also trade on who wins each series, the conference finals, and the championship. San Antonio is currently trading at 19% to win it all, meaning a $100 trade pays out over $500 if they take the title. On Kalshi, you're trading against other people in a live market. No house, no odds makers. And as odds move, you can buy in or out anytime throughout the postseason. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code SHOT to get $10 when you trade $10. KALSHI. Kalshi. Trade on anything.
At University of Maryland Global Campus, we know you're no stranger to setting big goals, whether in school, at work, or in life, and you're ready for more. At UMGC, we offer the skills-based education you need to move your career forward. Learn how to apply AI, data science, and other emerging tech, plus gain skills in leadership and critical thinking. You've come far. Succeed again. No application fee if you apply by June 1st. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
The future of home comfort is here. The new Carrier Infinity system delivers premium home heating and cooling with innovative filtration for healthy air and over-the-air software updates that help optimize performance. Carrier, for the world we share.
Save up to $2,100 in Carrier Cool Cash rebates when you purchase a premium heating or cooling system, while also taking advantage of a special financing offer of 0% APR for 60 months. For details, visit CarrierNorthwest.com. That's CarrierNorthwest.com.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it today at carsforkids.org. Your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call 1-877-CARS4KIDS to donate your car today. That's Cars with a K.
Guys, want long-term health you can count on? It starts with knowing your numbers. This June, for Men's Health Month, start treatment at Revive Washington and get a free comprehensive wellness panel. A $400 value, including testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, and more. Take control of your health today. Offer ends June 30th. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Good morning to everybody. Hey, coming up next here on the Gee and Ursula Show. So let me get this straight. A big company gives money to the transportation guy, while the transportation guy goes all across the country and telling people, see, fill up your gas tank.
And the big companies from here.
I know. I know. That's why I don't want to spoil it.
Oh.
Shocker. What company would do that? We do that coming up here soon. But right now, scenarios.
Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the
my best friend asked me to lie for them. Now, it's nothing huge, just to cover their story so their partner doesn't find out where they really were. I'm stuck. I want to say no, but it feels like I'm betraying my homeboy. I want to say yes, and then now I'm in their business, and it's kind of a lie. I didn't do anything to deserve this, but it feels like I'm kind of stuck in this situation. Yes, loyalty and honesty, I know they go hand in hand, but most days you just kind of feel stuck in any situations. And I want to know, have you ever been in this situation before? Because, look, my friend, he's a good friend, and it would be really simple for me to tell this little, as some of you say, white lie, and it's no big deal. So I'm asking you, do I cover for the friend, which is no big deal with this lie, or do I say, hey, I'm staying out of this? I need your thoughts. 888-973-5476 is the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line. Ursula, you up the bat first.
My advice is to stay out of it. Appreciate y'all, and I value your friendship, and because of that, I want to stay out of this. I don't think it's fair to ask a friend to lie for you. Mm-hmm. Unless it's like a life or death situation. I mean, I would have to think of some kind of scenario.
Sometimes this might be life or death. He might not have no job, and she got a job. And look, if my significant other find out, I'm getting kicked out. Life or death then.
It's true, it could be. But I don't like to be, I would not want to be put in a position where I would have to lie, and I would have to set my integrity aside. Mm-hmm. And I would hate that someone asked me out of friendship, say, hey, I really need you to lie about this. Mm-hmm. Because you're going to end up being the one that's screwed.
Well, you know your dog. Y'all know I got three words.
Yeah.
You know what I say all the time. Text in if you know.
Mind your own business.
Mind your business. Yeah. And there's three things I want to amend. I used to only say two, but there's three things that a real good friend does not ask you to do. You already know. Number one, pick them up from the airport.
I disagree with you on that one.
Okay. Number two, ask them to move. Help them move.
Disagree with that one, too.
Okay.
Just don't
ask me to lie for you.
Number three, you better not ask me to lie for you.
Yeah.
No.
It's trouble.
And especially, now, I keep using age as a determinant right here. Now, if we're in our 20s, okay, I get it. But if a grown Ursula, if one of my partners, our age comes to me, hey, G, I need you a lot. What? I'm cutting you off as a You're not putting me in that?
Yes.
You figure that out on yourself.
Yes.
I wasn't involved, man.
Yeah.
I have nothing to do with that. You gonna get me the line?
Well, especially then if somehow you help them work something out because you lied, and then it turns out now you've been found out that you lied.
Right.
Then it backfires on you.
Right.
Now you're the villain.
Right. Mind your business. And by the way, have you guys noticed when there's two people in a relationship going through something?
Yes.
And then a third party, a friend or something, kind of gives some advice or does something.
Yep.
Why is that person always ends up the villain? They're always, because they gonna get back together.
It's true.
Meanwhile, you stuck with the bag as the liar.
Gee, I gotta ask you a question, man, because you and I often disagree on the whole mind your own business thing, but you're very emphatic, and clearly life experience has led you to this.
Yes.
Where has this burned you in the past, without being specific?
That you can share on the air.
Oh, I thought I told you this story. Oh, no. I'm glad. Thank you for asking. And some of you maybe remember the story. Let me retell it again. I'll leave names out.
Okay.
I was at a stoplight. I was getting ready I was coming off MLK on I-5. And you come off the freeway, and there's a stoplight right there.
Uh-huh.
And in that stoplight, on the other side of the stoplight, I see my partner's wife in the passenger seat of this dude's car. And I was like, I called my homeboy. I said, hey, man, where's your wife at right now? He was like,
dude.
she's at the beauty shop.
Oops.
And I said, oh, right now? He said, yeah. I said, call and find out. Calls me back. Yep, at the beauty shop. No, she wasn't. So I got into that. And I'm the one that's the bad guy.
Because you're trying to do the right thing by your friend.
I'm trying to do the right thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, he's just hating and this and that. And that was a friend of mine, and I was just going to. So it turned, I'm the bad guy. Never again. The messenger always gets shot. So from here on out, if I see your significant other with, mind your business.
Yep.
Ain't got nothing to do with me. That's on y'all. I don't know what they doing. Maybe they're together. Maybe they're at this hotel lobby because they're discussing getting you a gift. Mind your business.
Sure.
Mind your business.
Yes. Now the part about never asking for a ride to the airport or never moving, I don't agree with you on that, but
That's
you and
fair.
I are on the same page.
That's exactly what friends are for, is going to the airport and moving.
There you go.
No. You can literally pay for it.
Or you could.
Yeah,
or
friends
you
are free.
Plus, you have time with your friends.
Friends are free. Did you hear that?
I did hear that.
Did you hear him say friends are free? Do you know how much my time is worth? My time is worth a lot.
About 18 an hour.
Worth. And so if I hurt my back helping you move that couch,
yes.
He just said friends are free. Now what?
Yeah. Pizza and beer for the move.
And in airports, Ursula.
Come on. My sister told me about, and sometimes those airport rides are really expensive. I'm happy to bring someone to the airport. And I've had so many people offer me rides, truly, like beg me to give them, to give me a ride. So I'm going to try to.
So if the ride is $55 for you to get back.
I'm fine.
That's so expensive for a 20-minute Uber.
I'm fine. Look at you. You've forgotten.
My back! My neck and my back. Oh. Heidi and Everett said, gee, I haven't heard that story before. Are they still together? Hell no. Coming up next on the Gee and Ursula Show, find out who took a road trip and find out what big company gave them the money. Gee and Ursula.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
You've probably heard all those ads for life insurance. Just a few dollars a day, apply online in minutes, no medical exam. Simple, easy, and cheap, right? Now you're thinking, maybe I should get a quote. Well, smart thinking. Everyone should have life insurance. But here's what they don't tell you. Those few dollars a day rates, they're for young people in perfect health. That's why everyone calls Big Lou the 50 to 60-year-old not-so-perfect candidate. Like you. You take prescription meds and you're overweight. Winner, fried chicken dinner. Well, Big Lou works with life insurance companies that want people like you with no surprises after you apply. In fact, if you're a 50-year-old guy with a few health glitches, Lou could probably find you $1 million of term life coverage for about $200 a month. So, yeah, you need life insurance. But unless you're young and healthy, you gotta call Big Lou because he's like you, older, heavier, and on meds, too. Get a quote right now at 800-444-9336, 800-444-9336, or biglou.com.
Grainger offers the professional-grade products you need, delivered when and where you need them. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort.
Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now everything's on sale during our Memorial Day event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses, plus free delivery when you add a base. Ends Monday. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number. To a good life sleep.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-771-1300. That's 800-771-1300.
Under these arches, opposing teams are put to the test. Can they hear themselves over the boom of the 12s? Can they withstand the Seattle elements? Can they compete against us? Touchdown, Seahawks! This city lives for Sunday. Get your tickets for Seahawks game days at Lumen Field and experience what this city lives for. Visit Seahawks.com today.
This is Congresswoman Marilyn Strickland. Having trouble with the government agency? Tired of dealing with red tape? I'll help you get the benefits you've earned. My office is here to help you with Social Security, Medicare, the VA, passports, and more. We've recovered millions of dollars for taxpayers and stand ready to help you. Call me at 360-459-8514 or visit strickland.house.gov.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
KIRO FM and HD1. This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. President Trump has postponed signing an executive order on AI. CBS's Linda Kenyon.
The president called off the signing ceremony just hours before the event was to occur, saying it would have been premature.
I didn't like certain aspects of it. I postponed it. I think it gets in the way of, we're leading China, we're leading everybody, and I don't want to do anything that's going to get in the way of that lead.
Speaking to reporters in the Oval Office, Trump said AI is bringing in a lot of jobs. At the same time, there has been a growing call for some regulation and vetting of AI systems and their capabilities. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
Among the major cases the Supreme Court will soon decide is birthright citizenship, which President Trump has sought to end with an executive order that has been blocked by lower courts that found it likely unconstitutional.
Birthright citizenship is done by no other country in the world the way we're doing it. We're a laughing stock.
The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration predicts 8 to 14 named hurricanes in the Atlantic. NOAA Administrator Neil Jacobs.
For the Atlantic hurricane season, NOAA is predicting a below normal season for 2026.
A sinkhole near a runway at New York's LaGuardia Airport has left some passengers stranded for hours. It comes as tens of millions of people are expected to travel for the Memorial Day weekend.
The TSA is expected to screen more than 18 million people between now and next Wednesday. But this traveler at Philadelphia International says,
"It's been good. We've come straight through. We haven't had any problems."
AAA says despite high gas prices, people will be hitting the road in droves.
They may cut back on extras, but people do want to mark the unofficial start of summer and the first 3-day weekend.
Allison Keyes, CBS News.
An Air France flight bound for Detroit was forced to divert to Canada yesterday after being barred from entering the U.S. due to concerns over the Ebola virus. It was eventually allowed to land in Detroit. CBS's Usher Qureshi.
Air France allowed a passenger from the Democratic Republic of Congo to board in error. It's unclear when the person was last in the Congo or if they were showing any symptoms.
Homeland Security Secretary Mark Wayne Mullen wants you to know that ICE is not letting its guard down during the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Mullen tosses around a soccer ball in an ICE video filled with sound effects every time he points his finger.
ICE and HSI are going to be out there every day fighting against the counterfeit tickets, human trafficking, drug smuggling, counterfeit products. They're going to be working hand in hand with CBP along the way.
Stocks are up on Wall Street. This is CBS News.
What is going on?
What's going on here? How is this possible? Great storytelling starts here.
Oh, come on.
Why? It's time for 60 Minutes.
Ready or not?
3 law enforcement officers are being investigated for sex crimes. But first, KIRO Newsradio Real-Time traffic. Linwood to Seattle about 45 minutes. Everett to Seattle about 55 right now. If you're taking 405, it's about an hour from Linwood. Northbound I-5 through Federal Way has a little congestion. It's getting better. It'll take you 30 minutes from South Center to downtown. About an hour from Federal Way. Renton to Bellevue is about 25 minutes. This traffic report is brought to you by Seattle Sports. Download the Seattle Sports app to stay in the know with the latest news, scores, and opinions about all of your favorite teams.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. 3 law enforcement officers are now under investigation for sex crimes. KIRO News Radio's Jillian Raftery has more.
One case was discovered when a woman turned in her boyfriend. She apparently saw him looking at images showing child sexual exploitation and found hard drives containing volumes of material. Arlington Police Chief Jonathan Ventura tells KIRO 7 TV that officer was taken into custody Tuesday.
If the allegations are sustained, we're glad that somebody did the right thing.
The same day in a separate case, a corrections officer in Mason County was arrested, accused of having images on his phone. And an Auburn police officer was arrested in a sting last week. Investigators say he reached out to a minor online that was actually a sheriff's deputy. Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
We've just learned Longview police have arrested school superintendent Karen Cloninger, accusing her of blocking and mishandling reports of sexual misconduct involving students at Mark Morris High School. She faces charges including witness tampering and failure to report. Investigators say school officials were alerted to serious allegations months ago, but handled the matter internally. Police say the case is ongoing. The FBI is warning Seattle area families about AI-powered virtual kidnapping. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has more.
The FBI says high-tech criminals are using AI voice cloning, altered photos, and manipulated proof-of-life videos gathered from social media to convince unsuspecting family members. And an immediate ransom payment is demanded. Here's FBI Assistant Special Agent in Charge, Gerald Birkin.
These are very real, very believable, and very traumatic for the people that are involved.
Experts recommend coming up with a family code word, taking screenshots of any threats, and reporting suspected scams to the FBI's Internet Complaints website at ic3.gov. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
People living along Seattle's Aurora Avenue say they are fed up with the crime. KIRO 7 TV's Elle Thomas reports they're demanding action from local officials.
They released a joint statement to Mayor Katie Wilson, council members, and Seattle Police, calling the situation a public safety failure unfolding in real time. They say in part, quote, the continued lack of urgency communicates a devastating message that the safety of Aurora residents is acceptable collateral damage.
And for your KIRO News Radio forecast, prepare for sunshine. Highs today will be in the mid to upper 70s. Right now, it's about 58 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Fresh Thursday. I was going to say Happy Fresh Friday Eve. But Ursula,
I like that you're calling it fresh.
Yes, I see a text message that's got me to thinking. My main man Ernie from Kent texted in and said, "G, anytime you need a ride from the airport, hit me up, no problem."
I saw that.
So, you know what I'm gonna do? Let's see.
You're gonna hit him up.
I think the next time I jump on a plane is in June.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I want to, yeah.
You know what would make me get ready for
He's retired,
a vacation? You know what would make me get ready for a trip?
Yeah.
A ride with Ernie. That would be, I would be in such a good mood.
Music.
You'd have good music, great conversation, and we'd get me in a good mood.
All right, next trip, Ernie, come pick me up. I'll get myself there. You come pick me up. All right, Ursula.
I love it.
What's happening?
Well, coming up at 11:30, of course, we do Agree to Disagree, and we're going to learn something new. I've never heard of this.
What's
e-hiking. Maybe you know about it.
Maybe you know about it.
Gee, I think your one hiking trip was Mount Si, wasn't it?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Your dog was a regular at Poo Poo Point.
Oh, that's right. Okay,
And then you go up there, you see everybody jumping off, paragliding or whatever. I was, but man, that Poo Poo Point, man, that thing is. You always mess up your ankles and all that kind of stuff.
Well,
Dangerous.
E-hiking could be in your future.
Okay, let's see about
we'll talk about that coming up. But right now,
Top stories at 11
on the Gee and Ursula Show.
Okay, by far it was the overwhelming topic of the day where we got the most response. We
What's
want to
that?
bring it back because we were talking about how big grocery chains are finally acknowledging what most of us already know, that groceries are getting painfully expensive.
Yeah.
So we talked about it. According to Bloomberg, now Kroger is going to do its biggest round of price cuts in years because it is trying to claw back customers from Walmart, Costco, Trader Joe's, Aldi, and of course, Amazon. So the company says shoppers are just getting so nervous about prices, especially with inflation fears and household budgets getting tighter. So Kroger says it is going to bring down the cost of the entire grocery cart, not just one or two things. So we started asking, well, how do you decide where to shop? Is it all about price now, or are there some stores that you will pay more for because of the quality, convenience, parking, whatever it is, just the overall experience?
Right.
So we got a lot of people texting in.
Yeah, I don't have it up. But I just want to say, but as you get ready to read some text messages, I just want to just say this. In the grocery store, and have you all noticed, I think that there are certain things that you notice the grocery store are going up. And you're like, hey, can I get a relief on this price? And if I had to pick what it is.
Meat.
That too. That's been up there. But I'm going to tell you what's new right now because it's coming in season. Ursula, watermelon. Have y'all been there lately and seen the price of watermelon these days? It's going up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Bagged salads. Which I get a lot of.
Yeah, the bag salads.
The convenience. Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of stuff is really expensive right now. Emily in Kirkland says, we made the choice to avoid Kroger and Safeway as much as possible, opting for Trader Joe's, Costco, and Target instead. Best choices ever, and I love seeing them beg for the customers back that they pushed away. Greg in the 425 says, since I retired 8 years ago, I started a new career as a domestic engineer. My responsibility is taking care of the household and grocery shopping. So now I shop mainly at Fred Meyer. I'll tell you, sorry, but before I continue, I will say that losing that Fred Meyer on Lake City Way, even though I saw so many cases of shoplifting whenever I would go for somehow my timing was so bad.
Was that your spot?
That was my spot.
Yeah.
And not having it there, the prices at Fred Meyer were really good. Remarkably so when it came to groceries. So it was worth the extra trip. But anyway, Greg says, when I shop at Fred Meyer's, I use the digital coupons and my monthly coupons that come in the mail. And so far this year, I've saved over $625. And at Fred Meyer, the first Tuesday of every month is Senior Day. Wow.
I need to stop you there, Greg, because how are you getting these digital coupons to work?
Those are the worst.
I have double-checked my account 3 times now. My phone number is correct. I scan it on my phone. I do the QR code. I see online that it's clipped. By the way, you have to log back into your grocery account online every single time if you do that, unless, I guess, you're using the app. And every single time I go to the cash register, I get the sale price, but not the digital coupon. And I have to find an employee to put that in every single time. And when I ask, they're like, yes, this happens to everyone.
Yes.
It's not a coupon. It's not a sale if you don't actually get it.
That's true. But you know what the company, what I figured out is that they're able to say that it's on sale and it's on the shelf as being on sale. But they also figure that so many people just get frustrated.
Yeah.
But what I've done is, like Chef said, I just go find someone who works there. I was like, can you please help me get the digital coupon? And so that can work that way. But Jennifer in Buckley says, good morning. I was actually in a Kroger-owned store while you were talking about them lowering their prices. If I were to give them advice, I would say get rid of the must-buy 5 deals. I usually don't need 5 of one particular item. That is a frustrating thing.
There's no buy one, get one free anymore. I have to buy 5 cases of Coke?
Well, and the thing is, sometimes you really don't.
Yeah.
Sometimes if you read the fine print, it'll actually say $1 or $3 each.
Yeah.
And I'm just not going to buy 5. Although with the sodas, we seem to have been, because we have a lot of people come over to the house.
Ursula, since we've been doing the show,
yes,
6.5 years,
yes,
you drink more or less soda than you did at the beginning? I didn't even see that.
I just put away my Diet Barks can.
I didn't even see that.
Get this out of the camera angle.
Yeah, it's not my best trait.
I mean, we all got them.
Hey, I've been drinking a lot of soda last couple months. I'll tell you what.
It's not good.
No
It's
big
not
deal.
good. You know I don't drink, but I do drink soda.
Yeah.
Diet, which is, again, not a great trait.
Okay.
It's not even a trait. It's not a good thing to do.
A lot of folks have been really texting in. This seems to be a very hot topic because groceries are, considering it's probably one of the top places that we go to during the week. Ursula, I don't look at or think about any hacks or anything. I never have. No, hold on. I never have. I just go to the store and buy what's buy. I don't never think like, oh, I'm going to get a good deal here. The store is the store.
See, and I know that makes no sense, but for me, I'm very price conscious when I go to the store, which doesn't make sense when you think of what else I
believe we all
spend money on. But the thing that's the big difference is okay. When I just see, remember,
I'm sorry.
We're talking about.
You said the big difference in because I said I don't even look for the deals.
Yeah, so the deals is really important, but the convenience too. I'm not going to drive very far to go to the grocery store. So I feel for the neighborhoods and the communities that really are in food deserts, like now Lake City, where they have a grocery outlet, but that doesn't give you everything. Trader Joe's is great, but Trader Joe's is kind of incomplete too, as I think it was Sue and Everett said.
Is it really convenience, though? Because I was thinking about this. I'm like, gosh, what would it take me to go to the Safeway instead of the QFC? And objectively, it's not farther away. I would just need to either take a different route home or just drive a different direction. But because it would be a change of habit, it's not easy for me to do. It requires actually like breaking outside of your normal routine to try different stores.
Yeah, I think right now it's just we were talking about time and no longer wanting to wait in line anymore. I think it's like time is of the essence. And I know you keep saying, my time is money. So I'm willing to pay a little bit more for that convenience.
There's something about like your home grocery too, where like the layout, if I have to get milk and bread and meat, like I know exactly where to go every time. And if I look for deals,
where the
go
aspirin
somewhere else and figure it all out.
I'm glad Ian brought that up because the one thing that we don't say, and here's the truth. Your neighborhood grocery store, the place that you go to all the time, you know the amazing lady in the pharmacy.
Yeah.
You know the awesome person over in produce. Like the people. And so sometimes we go to stores because that's our people. We actually know the name.
Family.
When you go, it's time to get a corsage, right? In the floral part of it, right? Oh my goodness, I've been knowing this person. They gave me my corsage when I was in high school. Now they're doing my daughter, my son, all that kind of stuff. So I think a lot of times we go to these grocery stores because we also love the people inside of them.
Well, and speaking of that, 206 texted in and says, as far as community support, no store was better than Top when they used to have a store in Shoreline. They hosted a barbecue to help raise funds for the Shorewood Marching Band to go to march in the Pearl Harbor Day Parade in Hawaii. I have never seen any other store do anything like this. I mean, that is a big thing, too, for a lot of people. And then Tony and Buckley said, my wife and I clip coupons. We go to Winco, Costco, Safeway, Fred Meyer, and Walmart. It just depends on what the price is for the items we want, but it all works out in the end. We also do really well at Kroger because we buy their brand.
Gotcha.
So there you go. Okay, let's talk about road trips.
Okay.
Speaking of expenses, because last time I checked, gas was at a record high. Summer, right around the corner. Many of us are making our vacation plans. And what about a road trip? That is actually what U.S. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy is encouraging all of us to do.
Taking a little trip. Yes. A little trip all over. So the motto is to love America is to see America. It's more than a road trip. It's a civic experience. It's one of the most powerful ways to understand the vast, beautiful, complicated place we call home.
So Secretary Duffy filmed this 5-part video series of the road trip that he took with his family. But we're now learning, Gee, that trip looks a little bit different than maybe your or my family vacation. The cost of that trip And who picked up the tab may be the most alarming part of it. So this Great American Road Trip was filmed over the course of 7 months, during which there was snowmobiling in Montana, Mississippi River cruise, visiting celebrity homes in Nashville, and hanging out with Kid Rock. This trip pulled in at least $2 million in corporate donations, including $1 million each from Boeing and Toyota, plus more money from United Airlines, Shell, Royal Caribbean, Comcast, and the U.S. Travel Association. And critics are pointing out that many of those corporate donors are directly regulated by the Department of Transportation, which, of course, Sean Duffy oversees. And Senator Patty Murray actually brought up those issues with Duffy this week.
Not even going to acknowledge that this is a
No one
bad
gets
look
anything.
in America. If I'm an airline executive and I paid $1 million for this Great American Road Trip, what would I get out of that?
From me, nothing.
The deck that is out there says that if you give $1 million, you get 6 VIP invitations to receptions, you get to go to roundtables, you get to networking events.
If someone from the healthcare industry gives you $2 million, what do they get for it? What do you give
I do
them?
not oversee I do not regulate.
You have jurisdiction.
I do not regulate.
You have jurisdiction.
I do not
$2 million
regulate the FDA.
to
Let
put
me
your
just
face
say
on
this.
TV, to
You
buy
need
steak dinners,
Mr. Secretary,
to go on vacations.
Listen to my point.
That's what
here.
you do.
Mr.
Welcome
Mr.
to MAGA. Welcome to Drill Baby
Mr.
Drill.
Secretary,
Are you going to drill? Do
please.
you want to support lower gas prices?
Madam
I welcome
Chair,
that.
I ask
Let's
my time
drill.
back.
I mean, that thing just went on and on. And, okay, I'm sorry. I don't care who you are, but your transportation secretary taking in money from companies like Boeing that you oversee to do this big road trip at a time when people are paying through their nose for gas.
Yeah.
Does that just feel a little out of touch?
Yes, it does. It feels out of touch for everybody hearing that. But it's also understandable about what's going on right now. When we look at our economy, the one that, depending on who you talk to, some say the economy is booming, some say it's not. Well, in this case, this is my man who, like you said, these are companies that he regulates. He regulates these companies. And these companies are doing pretty good in the stock market. And I don't know if you guys have looked over the last 3-4 months. Stock market has been really good. It's been doing really well. And so you're probably wondering, like, man, but does he not understand that taking a road trip and filling up the gas in front of us, like, does he not understand? It's the same folks that will show up to your house with McDonald's and they're eating fries and they come to visit. And they're just sitting
And they know you're on a diet.
They're sitting in your living room and they're just eating some hot fries and everything. And so you would say, well, man, you can't read the room? Like you just brought food for yourself? You didn't bring any for anyone else? So this is what's constantly happening. So I'm not surprised with it. I get kind of surprised at people that look at this and see nothing wrong with it. But then that's what we have going on because people look at these topics as being political.
And, so Senator Murray and Chef, I don't know if you had a chance to look into this, but Senator Murray was trying to ask the transportation secretary a question, and it just keeps coming up in these hearings where they just turn it around and then try to, I'm going to own you on this, and I'm going to bring up these other things.
Yeah.
Was there anything to the
substantive?
Yes. Was there anything that
He
that we
basically didn't get. He didn't allow her to ask a question nor answer any question.
You know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of when you go to the gas pump here in Washington and that thing is over $6 and people say, but gee, it's CCA. It's the CCA. If Governor, if Inslee and Ferguson would, it's the same thing. It's literally the same thing. And which, granted, Patty Murray and the pharmaceutical stuff, I get that. But everybody has a way of changing the conversation to fit their political agenda. At the end of the day, Duffy rolling around the country, they getting money. All of them, Democrats, Republicans, all of them folks out there in Congress are able to trade. They are insider. I mean,
they're not
trading
feeling the pain. So many are feeling right now. and a road trip is not part of not in the cards at the moment.
We choose enjoy, but in the first quarter of 2026, there's a number one politician elected in this country made 3,700 trades. 3,700.
Yes, compared to what would be a normal situation. Okay, so you don't even want to know.
Nope. Choose enjoy.
Okay. It's 11:23, and we are done with the segment.
Man, fast. All right. We'll do a little bit of agree to disagree, all while choosing joy at the same time. Do that next. Gee Ursula.
This hour is brought to you by DUI Heroes. KIRO News Radio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
KIRO Newsradio's Luke Ducey is here with more.
24% of businesses are now thinking about leaving Washington.
Traffic.
We are definitely seeing some slowing through the S-curves.
Conversation.
We build it, we produce it, we charge for it.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
A one-hander! Are you kidding me?
Broadcasting live from the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids. Rolaids' dual-active formula has calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. Yeah, you heard right. 2 actives for that powerful relief. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolade spells powerful relief. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Ready or not, summer is coming, and Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance is on now. Right now through May 25th, get up to 70% off everything home at Wayfair. Plus, score amazing doorbuster deals all sale long and surprise flash deals on Memorial Day. We're talking thousands of products at every style and budget. Now is the time to save big on must-haves for your patio, backyard, and beyond. These savings won't last, so don't wait. Shop Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance now through May 25th.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Thanks for calling CM Heating.
Yeah, hi. So I've noticed my lights flickering and breakers tripping. Should I be worried?
That could be a sign your electrical panel's outdated or unsafe.
Oh.
But don't worry, we can send an electrician out fast. We'll inspect your panel, make sure everything's safe, and if it needs upgrading, we'll walk you through your options.
Thanks.
Don't wait until it's too late. Schedule your electrical safety inspection today at cmheating.com. And remember, for panel upgrades, repairs, and all your electrical needs, there's no beating CM Heating. CMHEA HL754L3.
Are you looking for the best deal on a new home? Discover the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. With new home communities from Lacey to Stanwood, ranging from the low 500s to the high 1 millions, D.R. Horton has the right home at the best value for you. Your new home is within reach, so what are you waiting for? Learn more about the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. Visit drhorton.com and schedule a tour today. D.R. Horton, America's builder. An equal housing opportunity builder.
We are Subaru of Puyallup. We're stress-free. Stress-free. Estamos libres de estrés. We're almost 100 employees strong. We make sure the sales process is smooth. We have video car walkthroughs. We have stress-free pricing. We value our customers and we value their experience. We're like a family here. We love our community and support local charities. We are Subaru of Puyallup, your stress-free dealership.
The future of home comfort is here. The new Carrier Infinity system delivers premium home heating and cooling with innovative filtration for healthy air and over-the-air software updates that help optimize performance. Carrier, for the world we share.
Save up to $2,100 in Carrier Cool Cash rebates when you purchase a premium heating or cooling system, while also taking advantage of a special financing offer of 0% APR for 60 months. For details, visit CarrierNorthwest.com. That's CarrierNorthwest.com.
If you're worried your friend may be struggling, remember, you don't have to be there to be there.
You could say, how are you, or get a fake tattoo. You could ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat on the game, kick off your flip-flops. You could ask on your couch while you binge watch.
Whatever gets you talking. reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, and the JED Foundation.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Renton police investigating a shooting that happened just after midnight.
Engaging conversation.
It's just indefensible. The mayor's communications team should be better.
Traffic.
A full closure now, southbound 509 at Alexander Avenue.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
You've probably heard all those ads for life insurance. Just a few dollars a day, apply online in minutes, no medical exam. Simple, easy, and cheap, right? Now you're thinking, maybe I should get a quote. Well, smart thinking. Everyone should have life insurance. But here's what they don't tell you. Those few dollars a day rates, they're for young people in perfect health. That's why everyone calls Big Lou the 50 to 60-year-old not-so-perfect candidate. Like you. You take prescription meds and you're overweight. Winner, winner, fried chicken dinner. Well, Big Lou works with life insurance companies that want people like you with no surprises after you apply. In fact, if you're a 50-year-old guy with a few health glitches, Lou could probably find you $1 million of term life coverage for about $200 a month. So, yeah, you need life insurance. But unless you're young and healthy, you gotta call Big Lou because he's like you, older, heavier, and on meds, too. Get a quote right now at 800-444-9336, 800-444-9336, or biglou.com.
Digging in my yard, trying to lay a pipe. I hit a water line, and now I have to pay a big fine. I should have called 811.
Around here, we see a lot of people head out. No matter where they're going, we just help make sure they're ready. Before you hit the road, get a pre-trip safety check from Les Schwab Tires. It's free. Plus, this May, save up to $200 on select sets of 4 tires, including all-terrain, highway, all-season, and all-weather. So go ahead. Explore with confidence. Les Schwab Tires. We're here to help you take the long way. Limited time offer while supplies last. See leschwab.com/sale for details.
Jazz Alley invites you to 4 nights with blood, sweat, and tears. Classic hits and big horns live on stage. May 21st through 24th. Tickets at jazzalley.com. Next up, Monty Alexander, May 28th through 31st.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. President Trump has postponed signing an executive order on AI. He told reporters in the Oval Office he wanted to hold off because the U.S. has a substantial lead over China when it comes to AI, and he didn't want his executive order to affect American jobs.
We have more people working right now than we've ever had. I really thought that could have been a blocker, and I want to make sure that it's not.
There has been a growing call for some regulation and vetting of AI systems and their capabilities. Meanwhile, Seattle's former mayor has a new job, startup CEO.
Fillium Corp is a material science company that works with clients in the textile space who want a high-performance, eco-friendly solution for natural fabrics.
Bruce Harreld now has joined Fillium, a 10-year-old Seattle company that develops performance textiles for the likes of North Face and Cabela's. A new survey ranks Washington hospitals 40th in the nation when it comes to patient safety. KIRO 7 TV's Jake Chapman reports.
That's a drop of 9 spots from 2025. Only 18% of hospitals in Washington that participated got an A.
I mean, Connecticut, 64% of the hospitals have an A grade. Washington, it's under 20%.
Drew Oliveira is the medical director for the Washington Health Alliance. He says the grading in this survey comes down to accidents, errors, injuries, even infections patients experience at these hospitals.
The survey was done by the Leapfrog Group, a nonprofit organization focused on driving quality, safety, and transparency in the U.S. health system. Major detours are coming for people who use SR south of Gorst and Belfair. The highway is closing for 16 days to replace the old fish culvert. The closure starts in mid-June. Washout's Angela Cochran says local access will remain up to the closure at Gorst Creek.
They're going to dig out the highway, so that entire section of highway will be removed, so nobody can get through there. But you can get up to the closure point to get to businesses.
The driving detour is about 7 miles. The freight detour is 28 miles. And for your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic, Linwood to Seattle about 34 minutes right now. Everett to Seattle 45. Northbound I-5 through Federal Way has a few brake lights. It'll take you 30 minutes from South Center to downtown. It's an hour all the way from Federal Way. Rented to Bellevue, a little better, 24 minutes right now. This KIRO report is brought to you by KIRO News Radio. And for your weather, we've got sunshine today. Highs will be in the mid to upper 70s. Right now, it's about 59 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
At 11:33, let's do our Agree to Disagree segment brought to you by Guardian Roofing and Gutters.
One of these days, we just got to take off the gloves. Just really go at it.
Are y'all ready to see people with electronic enhancements? I don't know, out on the hiking trail, out in the great outdoors here. So there are now literally e-skeletons, exoskeletons. E-hiking is now a thing. The Wall Street Journal wrote about this. So you can buy a powered exoskeleton. It's basically like robot legs. So it straps onto your waist, and it uses these motors to help push your legs forward. So it makes like going up hills or stairs or long climbs way, way easier. The writer said it felt like becoming a bionic puppet. They said sometimes it was like literally pulling her legs along, and it was a little herky-jerky. But she also said that testing it on steep trails and biking hills around San Francisco, it made her want to sprint everywhere. And she said that going up a hill or walking upstairs was like being on an escalator. Ursula, I guess I'll ask you first, for no particular reason. Does this defeat the purpose? Like, do you want to see people out wearing exoskeletons?
Well,
is this
defeat
ridiculous?
The purpose of what?
What, hiking? Exercising? It's like it's like biking, right? With an e-bike?
Okay, wait, G almost fell out of his chair.
Because you're thinking what I was thinking.
Yeah, because what is my purpose? Is my purpose to be out and about in a gorgeous area that I might not have access to because I know that I cannot do that incline? Which was actually just this past weekend when my sister said it's almost straight up over there when we were visiting her on Lummi Island. But then
let's go on a vertical hike.
Yeah, it was like, and the moment she said that, I said, well, I'm out because I don't want to end up. I would love to see exactly, or not even a cardiac event, but just I don't know that my legs could handle it at that steep at this age because sometimes I have a knee problem, and so. If your goal is, hey, I want to be able to do things that maybe physically I cannot do right now, yes, I think that's a great idea. If your goal is to say that I have climbed this mountain, now I can climb Mount Rainier, when I probably shouldn't be
Kilimanjaro
climbing.
at a sprint.
Exactly. And then bragging about it and saying I did it, just like other people who have climbed it without the help. Exactly. I would say that that's cheating. So it just depends on what my goal is. If my goal is to be able to access things that I might not have access to, I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic. I think it's a win. I think if you're someone so you take one person without it and they go hiking once a year. You take someone with it and they go hiking 50 times a year.
Yeah.
What's going to be better for them? You're right. Like you're out and about, and I can guarantee you what ends up happening is once you start doing that, like the person said, they want to go and do other things. Yeah. They're like, hey, you know what? In the grocery store, I'll walk more. I'm watching TV less. I'm actually getting more steps in. I went from, in 2025, I was getting 3,500 steps in a day. Now, in 2026, I'm giving 11,000.
Yeah.
But then you got the one guy's like, yeah, but you got the E stuff on you. Yeah. What you waiting for?
Well,
I'm out here doing it.
Would you see that in the same way as people look at e-bikes? Because I remember when I was entertaining an e-bike, I heard from people who were like, well, why don't you just get I have a regular bike. And it's like, it's cheating. You're not getting the full exercise if you have an electric bike.
That's bull crap. We have hills here.
It's not like I didn't hear that, though.
And it's the same barrier to entry thing that Gee was just talking about. Like, my mom rode a bike a couple months ago for the first time in, 20 years because she just, couldn't do the work, didn't, really want to. But when it's more accessible, it opens it up to a whole new audience.
Barrier.
Exactly.
Stay on bikes, G. Stay on bikes. Don't stay on bikes, G. Don't sway. Don't talk about the barrier to entry being no.
I was going to say the barrier to entry is $2,000 though for this particular model that they tested. I don't know. I'm split on this. If I see someone on a regular hiking trail who's an able-bodied individual and wants to be like Iron Man in real life, a lot of the folks who are going to buy these things are going to be nerds. They're going to be like techno nerds who are annoying outdoors. I don't know. It bothers
outdoors.
It bothers me. If I see an able-bodied human individual sprinting past me on a mountain, I'm going to get annoyed.
Let them be them.
The real problem is what happens.
You do not find the concept. Are you serious? You're like, this is an equity thing.
I can't believe.
It's not about having freaking robot legs.
I can't believe this lady in front of me at the line. She's got a designer purse. She's got the nails. She's wearing a fur coat. She uses the EBT card, and then she goes out to the Mercedes-Benz. It bothers me.
Not the same thing. In the same way that somebody wearing Google Glass around in public, you look ridiculous. You don't need to record everything.
Also,
but I'm gonna get old. There's trails I won't be able to use.
What happens when the battery dies?
If
you go too far,
you gotta plan for the distance.
Out,
then you gotta carry a heck of a lot more weight back.
Now that would be an issue. Ian, you're onto something. Because the only thing I was thinking of, what could be a negative? It's maybe taking on a challenge that should those things not work, you might be in a bit of a pickle.
Ursula, in 2026, have you been going to the gym more this year than you did in 2025? Okay. By
100%.
When you go into the gym, and when you're listening, when you go in the gym, when you go in there, who you competing against?
Myself.
Come on. All right, we can move on.
You guys are the only two individuals on the planet that are so kind-hearted that could make me feel bad for thinking that somebody wearing robot legs while hiking is silly.
No, you're allowed to feel how you feel.
There's just two ways of looking at life. There's optimistic and there's pessimistic. You're comfortable.
Don't you care about disability? I have a younger brother who is disabled.
I know.
All right, let's move on. I just got one quick more. I think it was Robin Puyallup. He was talking about our beautiful weather, outdoor Chamber of Commerce kind of day, like you say, Ursula. Mm-hmm. He said, hey, it is a car wash kind of day. I'm going to get my car washed. And I thought to myself, take it to the wash or hand wash it. Gee, hand wash, car wash.
Let me tell y'all something. I don't know how I used to do it. I got all the equipment right at the house. Got it all. You know what? When I had the big truck,
yes,
I'm gonna start doing it myself. Ursula, when I had a big truck, 2021 or something like that, 22 or something. Mm-hmm. Ursula, I ain't hand washed a car since. I'm still tired. I ain't hand washing nothing.
It just brings back memories.
I'm going to let me go pull up.
I know. Hi, Brown Bear.
Save you an hour and a half.
Hey, be gone in a day. All right. Here we go.
Nothing wrong with it.
Text messages, feedback. Then we'll have Ursula's words to live by. Gee Ursula.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
You could sleep through the night without thinking twice. You could take a seat in the middle of the theater. You could drive without worry of where the next restroom is. You used to say yes, and somewhere along the way, you stopped. Not because of one big moment, because of 100 small ones. A little more urgency, one more trip to the bathroom at 2 a.m., one more mental note about where the restroom is. It happened slowly enough that it just became you. But it's not you. It's enlarged prostate, and there's a treatment called aquablation therapy, the only ultrasound-guided robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Find an aquablation therapist near you. Call Aquablation Seattle at 206-666-2466, 206-666-2466. That's 206-666-2466. All surgical treatments carry risks, and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationseattle.com.
Free consultations, no fee guarantees, 5-star reviews. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains the importance of going beyond these familiar offerings.
Accident victims want an attorney, Tom, that satisfies their needs. Someone who handles those needs with the highest degree of care. Pendergast Law offers the no-fee guarantees and free consultations, but these only scratch the surface.
Okay, explain more.
We make sure that every member of our team is genuinely passionate about helping others. Customer service and communication are our top priority. It's how we take care of our clients so they always feel one step ahead of the insurance companies. Our strong reputation for high standards provides comfort and confidence when it's needed most.
Pendergast Law offers the free consultations, the no-fee guarantees, and of course, they are 5-star rated. But what really makes them different is their genuine passion for helping others. I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
The team that gave me back my full head of hair, Advanced Hair, is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. Dr. Perungo and his world-class team begin regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. And Advanced Hair guarantees your new hair will grow, just like they did for me. Find out why Advanced Hair is the best of the best. With your free consultation, you'll receive $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
It started as a puddle.
Where?
In the shower.
Uh-oh.
Then the kitchen sink.
Started backing up?
Yeah.
I know where this is going.
Clogged up.
Right. No problem.
Beg your pardon?
There's no clog we can't clear.
You're Dan.
From Apollo Plumbing.
This is going to get pricey.
How about $83?
To clear my drain?
Apollo Plumbing clears main drains every day.
For $83?
83 or it's free.
What's the catch?
No catch. We'll even do a camera inspection.
Why's that?
It's the best way to find the cause of your clog.
And it's included?
No extra charge. Truth is, we hate clogs.
I don't love them.
Seen them all.
Ew.
I promise. There's no clog Apollo can't clear.
Guaranteed.
83 or free.
Goodbye, slow drains.
All it takes is an accessible clean out.
And Apollo gets my drains draining again.
You call, we come, it's fixed.
My heroes.
Just doing our job.
Thank you, Apollo Plumbing.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
G. Scott here. Safeway wants you to know SunBucks gives qualifying families $120 per child for summer groceries. Some families are signed up automatically. Others need to apply. Find out if you should apply at freesummermeals.org.
Are you looking for the best deal on a new home? Discover the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. With new home communities from Lacey to Stanwood, ranging from the low 500s to the high 1 millions. D.R. Horton has the right home at the best value for you. Your new home is within reach, so what are you waiting for? Learn more about the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. Visit drhorton.com and schedule a tour today. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
What's up, everybody? It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Oh, you know what time it is right now? It's lunch o'clock. Ursula, you got
What's on the menu? What is on the menu?
You know what, Ursula? I'm glad you asked. So, I got to say goodbye to cottage cheese.
What happened?
So, no.
The lumpy cream protein?
No. Yeah. So what happened was, and some of you all know, that cottage cheese got that sneaky sodium to it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that sodium.
Yeah.
And so I find myself, when I was doing my walk-in with G's, I noticed, so I go to look the last few days or whatever, I can see the puffiness of the cheeks. You know what I mean? And so your dog is, yeah. So Ursula,
It's not what it is.
I gotta say goodbye to the cottage cheese. And by the way, I love the cottage cheese, but it's gotta go.
Okay, good
so
for
I think
you.
just some ground turkey and some sweet potato.
Okay,
Keep
that sounds good.
and some egg whites.
Dang.
Lunch o'clock.
Wow.
What you got, Ursula?
Okay, well, we talked about the cost of home ownership versus renting.
Yeah.
And the bigger gap, and now renting in Seattle, $2,100 on average, $4,500 monthly cost of mortgage on average. So it is more than twice for homeowners these days. Ed in Bremerton says, in 1967, my dad bought a brand new 3-bedroom, 2-car garage for $220,000 at 2%, and then paid it off.
No.
Oh, $22,000.
67?
Excuse me. 1967, $22,000. Hello. Then paid it off after 2 years.
Why you got to be telling me these things,
This
Ed?
is
Quit rubbing it in, dude.
You're
Wow.
hurting my soul.
Thanks.
Wow.
Appreciate that, Ed. 858 text in and says, over the last 10 years, my insurance cost of my home in Madison Valley has gone from $1,200 a year to $3,800 a year, or a 300% increase.
Al in Seattle, the insurance is a big expense. Al in Seattle says the math isn't broken. The system isn't broken. This is capitalism working exactly the way it was designed. There's no glitch in the system. This is the system.
Great text, Al. Lee says, for the cost of home ownership and renting in Seattle, you can blame the government spending. 9 years ago, my property taxes were $2,000. Today, my property taxes are just under $9,000. Insurance has almost doubled for homeowners in Washington. Utilities, especially with the new carbon tax, have gone up 50%.
Yep. Which is what I was trying to tell Chef this morning as I was getting ready for the show. It's like, even people who would normally say, yeah, I'll tax myself to pay for this, to that, the other, are saying, wait a minute, it's just getting to be too much. And even those people are hitting their breaking point.
I remember a wise philosopher at the beginning of the Gee and Ursula Show has kept saying that it seems like in Washington, we're okay with the dink and dunk taxes.
Oh, yeah, I remember that wise philosopher. Would you rather get the perfect parking spot or have the worst parking but have a store empty? Allie in Tacoma says, I'll fight the lot for a calm and kidless store. OMG.
That's funny. Tamara in Tacoma says, I'd rather walk a distance to a quiet store and keep people from slamming doors into my car. Always happens, even while I'm sitting in it.
Oh, no. And then Tracy in Tacoma says, would you rather have the person in front of you have coupons and write a check, or the person in front of you need a price check?
This is where self-checkout comes in.
Yes.
Have you noticed something else sneaky they do at the stores these days?
What's that?
You can't see, a lot of times, the totals being rung up individually, and they won't show the discount underneath them. It all comes in at the end, so you can't price check.
Oh, but I make sure.
I believe that.
Seriously.
I love
Do you stand at the end
Yes, and
with
if I
your
don't
receipt?
see my discount, I'll ask about it.
Should your credit score have an impact on your insurance price? Burn in Olympia says no, but a good credit score should be a discount.
Okay, I can live with that.
It can help you, but it can't hurt you.
Yes.
I like that.
Help but not hurt. Yeah, exactly it. Okay, Jeremy, the hot sauce guy, says your credit score could be affected by a divorce, medical bills, failed business, etc. So that is a big no.
That doesn't happen, does it?
Yeah.
425 says, let's start profiling drivers based on their consumption of alcoholic drinks per week, marijuana use, grade point average, IQ, mental health assessments, casino visits, etc., etc. Assessed insurance rates.
There's a point.
That was good.
The tech in your car can detect your cognitive decline. David in the 206 says, my 95-year-old dad got pulled over for driving 10 miles per hour in a 30-mile zone on 35th. Why are you laughing? Wait, that's my neighborhood.
Because it's visual.
See it happen.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
With a mile-long backup behind him. He'd gone to the store. Oh, God, my heart is breaking. He'd gone to the store and didn't notice it was getting dark. My sister had to go get him. He was pretty embarrassed. We didn't have to fight him for his keys. And David, you're lucky.
David.
Because even sometimes when that thing happens, or like, for example, your elderly loved one backs into a hedge and barely escapes with, no one being injured, they might still fight for those keys.
Weren't you just telling us about backing into something last week?
No, not me.
Neighbor's car.
I was just.
Oh, wait. No, that wasn't.
I was just. I just want to say this to David at 206. Look, I laughed because I visualized it. Also, Ursula, have you ever honked real bad at somebody because they're going slow and you go around them and you go to look and you're like, oh. Sorry.
It's a tiny old lady.
Sorry.
She can't see over the windshield.
Yes. No, I haven't, but I'm sure Chef has.
Ursula.
Chef's the honker.
It's time for words to live by. What do you got?
Yeah, I don't honk at too many people.
No,
Truthfully.
you don't.
I really don't.
All right.
Okay. I love this. It's about positive thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Positive thinking is powerful thinking. If you want happiness, fulfillment, success, and inner peace, start thinking that you have the power to achieve those things. Focus on the bright side of life and expect positive results, which falls right into the whole choosing joy.
Agree.
Ursula, there are two types of people in this world.
Yeah.
Those who honk at others and those who are honked at. And you fall into the latter category.
Oh, you just had to get that in.
By the way, Ursula, have you ever had Mike and Kid just text in and say, I got to try low-fat ricotta?
I don't like
That
the
might
texture
work.
of...
Does that taste like cottage
Ricotta's
cheese?
good stuff.
Does it taste like cottage cheese?
No,
not really.
It's much more fine-grained. It's like between cottage cheese and cream cheese.
It's like the lasagna cheese.
Oh, okay. Dang it. All right, Ursula. Have a good rest of the day.
You too.
I'm going to miss old cottage cheese. Appreciate it. Thanks, Chef. Thanks, man. Ian, appreciate you, brother. Hey, the Jake and Spike show, they're coming on in. So we'll do this again tomorrow. As you all know, it is Fresh Fridays and it is Flex Fridays. So 9:47, we do check in. Ursula says that she's been going to the gym. We're going to get a check-in and see all about that. And some of you might have to go to the gym tonight. That's right. At least you get your
see
picture.
you there.
All right. Do this again tomorrow. Appreciate you for listening. Love you for that. And as always, be kind.
Hope you had as much fun as we have. So long, everybody.
They call this one Bill.
Whoa, aliens? Am I in a spaceship?
Affirmative, Bill.
What's with the laser saw?
Relax. We are cutting our bill in half.
What?
An Xfinity mobile transmission says you can cut your bill in half.
Oh, your mobile bill, not me, Bill.
Xfinity Mobile also says we can try it free for a year. Free.
Yes, with no commitment. Can we put the saw away?
I am reluctant. But we will find another being to bisect.
That's not sci-fi. It's Xfinity Mobile. Xfinity Internet members cut your mobile bill in half. Plus, try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. No commitment. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings compares one line of Xfinity Mobile Select to comparable plans from T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T as of 3/24/26. Taxes, fees, extra. $30 monthly discount limited to new mobile customers only. After 12 months, regular rates apply.
We are Subaru of Puyallup. We're stress-free. Stress-free. Estamos libres de estrés. We're almost 100 employees strong. We make sure the sales process is smooth. We have video car walkthroughs. We have stress-free pricing. We value our customers and we value their experience. We're like a family here. We love our community and support local charities. We are Subaru of Puyallup. Your stress-free dealership.
Thanks for calling CM Heating.
Yeah, hi. I need an AC tune-up, and one room isn't comfortable.
We could do both. We'll get your system running right and take a look at the room. Ductless could be a great solution.
Perfect.
Yeah, and if your system's older, right now when you install a qualifying high-efficiency cooling system, the furnace is free.
Wow.
So you get a complete heating and cooling system for the price of one, and we help maximize rebates to save you the most.
Visit cmheating.com today for your tune-up or free estimate.
There's no beating CM Heating.
CMHEA HL751LW.
Guys, tired all the time? Gaining weight? Low drive? These aren't just signs of aging. They could be low testosterone or other underlying issues. This June for Men's Health Month, Revive Men's Health in Washington is helping men take control of their health with a free, comprehensive wellness panel. A $400 value included when starting treatment. Your panel checks key health markers, including testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidneys, liver, and thyroid, so you can finally understand what your body's been trying to tell you. Since 2011, over 120,000 men have trusted Revive to get real results. More energy, better sleep, improved mood, and confidence that shows. If something feels off, don't wait. Get answers, get a plan, and start feeling better. This offer ends June 30th. Schedule your free, comprehensive wellness panel today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
It's Staples' 40th anniversary, and they've got deals worth celebrating. Now through May 23rd, enjoy up to 50% off. Save on paper, chairs, custom print, balloons, and more. Staples, that was easy.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-507-9701. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-5